boobs are looking really perky tonight.
Oh my God, they're so big.
Are you like ovulating?
No, I'm just fat. There's a difference.
Oh,
I think
and there's
I'm
our
fat.
opener right there.
I'm not so sure you think I'm fat, but I think I'm fat.
You got some nice boobs there.
Does this podcast make me
know.
look fat?
You know, I always got to be careful what shirt I put on, too.
Welcome to the Power of Pessimism podcast, episode 3, season 2. Thank you, producer Wes, for putting all that information out there for us. Here's what I'm talking about. We are talking about one of the things. Well, I was going to say, I wrote a song, and it's Delta's On. And I'll hit it on. Yes.
What's
and I got
to.
Hey, should I beatbox?
No, it is not that. But anyway, this week, what we're going to talk about, we talked about branded condoms focused on 6th graders last time. We're going to talk about man ponds as usual. We have new T-shirts, the Toxic Masculinity Tour. We are LSU's favorite podcast.
Wait,
this
what
is
is
legit.
How much did the
Numero
t-shirts
uno.
cost?
Too much.
$29.65.
Too much, but we're making so much money. Doesn't matter.
You know what? How many? The T-shirts are actually really great,
Yeah.
They're really cool looking.
and I can't wait to get another one.
Producer Wes going to throw it out there on all of our social media and stuff.
Sure. Pessimism.store? Yeah. I got you.
Boom.
Perfect one.
I'll
And
have to go buy that now.
I'm giving some college kids a bunch of these T-shirts to go and give out on college campuses. We're going to see. Now, the ones at UT, I warned them, University of Texas, there are a lot of...
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em
we have
on into the
alumni in the
SEC.
room, but you know how Austin is.
Yes.
If someone's wearing this T-shirt, they might get pummeled, beer thrown on them at least.
Or it could turn into a cult thing and people will fucking want them.
Well,
That's true.
the good girls and guys will.
Yeah.
Because
Don't
a
tell
girl
them
that can
we're
wear
from, Louisiana.
a girl that can wear a Toxic Masculinity T-shirt, that's the girl you want to marry because she has a sense of humor.
Right.
She knows.
Just tell them a brown person's on what is part of the cast.
What does that mean, brown person?
Brown person? You know, people that
I
are
have
color.
That's the word of the night. by
I'm
the way.
color.
It's coming.
I'm
brown person.
I'm beige at the top and dark brown on the bottom, baby.
Look, I'm seeing all these commercials about Amazon and how they're wanting to promote black-owned businesses. Well, I'm an angry brown person. Why aren't they promoting brown businesses?
No brownie left behind. See,
Yes.
you're too brown. You didn't
You're
make
not,
the cut.
You're not black
No,
enough.
I'm not black enough.
Yeah, you don't deserve any of that money. And to my right, we have the doctor.
Angry brown guy.
The angry brown Dr. Johnny Wallace back. Is that right?
Lawrence.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You know, and then producer Wes, you got anything to
Producer
say?
Wes.
What are your thoughts?
I don't usually think.
What's your favorite song to play on the keyboards with your super cool band?
Oh.
Johnny Quest?
Sure.
I'll probably say some Britney Spears song.
Hall & Oates.
Yeah, sure. That one's fun. That's a crowd pleaser.
I like Britney Spears, by the way.
Hanging Tough.
And our on-site NAMLA card carrying badass is...
I don't. Once again,
What's
can't
your
think of a name? My name changes from hour to hour.
That's
Well,
Alzheimer's.
you're
You knew we
GQ.
were doing this tonight.
Yeah, well, I know. Well, we didn't go over that.
That's the onset of Alzheimer's.
I didn't think about that. I was
Like my
thinking-
dad always
He
used to
did
say.
Joe Biden with
How
us.
long have you known about
Joe
this
Biden.
test on Friday? And it's Thursday.
Call me President Biden.
President Biden. Mr. President.
Yeah.
Okay, here's some thoughts, y'all. We are going to start doing skits, and one of our skits has got to be us dressing up GQ as Biden, and then let the games begin.
Really, all
because
he needs is aviators.
aviators and a
on.
suit, a
Yeah,
navy blue
right,
suit,
right.
and we'll buy it.
I don't even need to act different or say anything different. It's all the same.
Gus,
forget
I got a
what you're
feeling once you start impersonating him, you're going to get better and better.
You know,
better.
like I fell down the steps the other day, getting into an airplane. Swear to God.
Yeah, you always say things that no one can understand.
My wife, I almost said her name. My wife was like, dumbass. And I was like, no, I'm just trying to play like Biden. And she said, I don't think you were playing.
Well, do you like sniffing children's hair?
I like talking about the hair on my legs.
Going up and down and
Well,
back and forth?
An idiot. I cannot believe you thought Trump was bad. This whole scenario is scary.
Well, yeah, because President Biden is not in control. He's like,
No, he is a fucking puppet, and he doesn't even know half the shit to say.
let's cut him a little slack just because he's old and he didn't want this job, but they made him, so we'll cut him a little slack.
Okay, so they made.
Keep going though. He's fucking up.
How
He is
about
fucking up. He is.
cognizant tests? How come they made
How
Trump
cognizant
do it,
are you, my friend?
And they won't make him do it.
Because he's not, but they will in the next year or two when they want to kick him out.
Not even going to be a year or two. The Republicans are already fighting the Nancy Pelosi fight to boost him out so she can get in vice president. They're falling into their trap. The Republicans are doing it. They're like, he can't do it. He can't do it.
She's not going to be named vice president. I told you that. So
I'll bet
if
you a bunch
Harris
of money.
is president. She gets to name whoever she wants to as vice president. And if Pelosi leaves the speakership to be vice president,
Oh, you
that's
mean
not
from the
good.
elections?
That's not
No,
good.
dude. Why is it not good? Nancy loves it.
What, she's going to go to the border every 8 months? And
It's a
pretend-
thing,
what
man.
ends
It's
up
a
happening-
power. It's power.
If Kamala picks her vice president,
Kamala.
we'll have another Obama in office.
What do you mean by that?
Michael Obama will become the vice president.
Who is that?
Michael.
Michael.
Oh, you're talking about that conspiracy theory that she's a man and you don't have to.
One of the
I'm
best.
just saying, don't look at her shoulders.
No.
If you're gonna say she's not a dude,
Hey, I'm for the LGBTQTAZVD
and
gonorrhea,
and questioning.
AIDS, HIV peoples.
Right.
When
Obvious.
that
All of
video, when she's dancing on Ellen and they have the little penis,
Dude.
that's funny.
No, that was not
That's
little.
funny.
That was not a little penis.
It was
No.
big,
That was like
was-
7 inches limp.
She's bigger than Obama.
but hing bong big.
I mean, well, maybe more ways than one, but she is bigger than her husband. She could crush him.
well, we all know President Obama is from the people in Chicago. He might go both ways.
Michelle could row for the men's team in the Olympics.
Yes, and she would win. She would do well. I mean, the Olympics is something we need to talk about, but I think the biggest deal is Delta's coming to kill all of us.
Yes.
We're dying right now. We just don't know it.
Hurricane Delta already came and killed us.
No, that killed Louisiana
Oh.
after the other one that killed them and the insurance companies aren't paying out on.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Can I say-
you're talking about COVID Delta.
It's scam boogery.
The one that they're not even testing for when you go get tested, but
The Delta?
yeah. That,
What do you mean? Talk to me, doctor.
So when people get COVID, get tested,
19.
and they call it, it's Delta variants,
How do
they're
they
not getting
know?
tested for it. But any COVID cases now is considered a Delta variant.
Well, I'm kind of stupid.
I
so,
thought they had a test that would say original or Delta.
producer Wes, you need
no.
to text your parents on that one.
Fact check that.
Fact check it,
Yeah,
baby.
what's your source there?
Blood tests are the only ways that you could tell the different variants. And when you go and get the swab, you can't tell the different
I don't know
variants.
anybody who's gotten a blood test for that.
I don't either.
Yep.
Yeah, same.
I wonder why they're not
Not
doing
to say
that.
that it didn't happen.
No. Now, mind you,
doesn't.
there is a Delta variant, but I don't know what the population with the Delta variant is.
Can I not change the subject but just say something really quickly? So I was in
Don't change that subject.
I was in
But say
Texas.
something very quick.
I was Texas this past week.
Where were
And
you?
I asked, well, we'll go over that in a minute, but I asked the people there, did they remember Hurricane Laura and Hurricane Delta? And they barely remembered that, right?
Right.
And
Who
it was
did?
just a few
Oh,
hours
yes.
away.
I get where you're coming from.
And I was like, well, we're from that town. Do you remember that? And a couple of the people said, I do.
Because
oh
the
my
news
God, I
cycle.
forgot about that.
Because
right.
of the news cycle.
Because of the news cycle.
We were out. We
No.
were done.
Piggybacking on that, people in Houston,
Delta variant.
Texas, that is.
Houston, Texas, which is 2 hours away from us,
They didn't
know
get hit.
how devastated this community was.
Oh,
after
the
that.
girls at Treasures had no idea.
No,
Nor do they care.
they care. They're like, oh my God, really? You guys hit that bad?
I
'Cause
wouldn't care.
The media in Houston covered it for 2 days, and then it was done. They thought it was a small storm that went through, and didn't cause much damage.
By definition, what you're talking about is the 24-hour news cycle.
What's scary.
Which we could go back to 4 or 5 or 6 or 8, maybe 12 podcasts.
Guys.
And listen very
season one.
intently.
Season 1, yeah.
There is something bigger at hand here. The fact that is 2 hours away, the news cycle didn't talk about it, and I have family in Texas, and you mentioned that they did not, if they lived there, they did not understand what happened here.
They have their own problems.
And that is media. The media did not log into it, roll on it. We've been left.
Well, they did.
No,
for 2 days.
When it was bearing down on Houston, and then it
switched,
diverted
and it
on
was
to
done.
Lake
Here's
Charles.
my-
and nobody
here's
gives
my
a fuck.
problem.
Lake Charles is not a sexy city.
No.
Right?
Here's my problem with that. They're so worried about COVID cases and Delta cases, but all these families that literally right now don't have homes, have been kicked out, they don't report on that. What is
COVID.
the deal?
COVID sells advertising.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Ask CNN. That's all they talk about.
What do y'all think about the Cuban COVID riots?
Well, wait. That's really my next point was the news cycle. What happened to Cuba? Remember a couple of weeks ago, Cuba was on the verge of overthrowing the Castro
But the
regime,
narrative on
and everybody
television-
was, and now it's over.
the narrative was that they were rioting.
Are there people in the room? What are they talking
What is going on? They were upset, is what the news media here said, over COVID-19, and that's why they were protesting.
Oh, I
wrong!
thought
it was
more
about
than that.
communism.
Yeah.
It was all about communism. And let me ask you something. And
It was
I want
more
y'all-
than COVID.
Hey, you two knuckleheads, are y'all even in on this? I want to ask y'all a question.
Who?
Y'all two.
Knuckle.
Oh.
Knuckle.
Okay, look, guys.
Nickelbacks. That's fighting words. Don't call me Nickelback.
I never said that. I would never do that to you. Okay, so Cuba, they were protesting
They were
over communism. The
wasn't
media
wasn't
in
handling
America
COVID well.
said that it was due to COVID-19. That's what they were protesting, and vaccinations. But the Cubans say
I don't remember that.
absolutely freaking not. This was all about communism, and they want their freedom. I got to ask you a second question. Why would the media not report about communism?
That was the big thing. Was Fox was saying, why isn't CNN saying that, bringing out the fact that this is a communist nation, they're not able to deal with the COVID thing.
So
but
Fox
I don't
did
remember.
report on it?
Oh, absolutely. And then you watch CNN, and they're covering the protests. They love fucking protests. So protest what? The communist regime. What's
Until
funny
it's in,
is if you listen to
Washington,
Fox,
D.C., where they walk through on the insurgents.
well, Fox will tell you that CNN is part and partial. They want the U.S. to be communist, which is bullshit. But they were
They want
covering
socialism,
Cuba,
a form of socialism.
right? But they were covering the Cuba thing as being protests are good. Protests make change.
If
protest,
Antifa
protest. It was like shit.
did an
CNN.
insurgence
If
on the
everybody quits
Capitol.
protesting, CNN's got nothing to cover.
But you notice the protests, though. They were nonviolent. They were peaceful protests.
There was no
Why-
Molotov cocktails. I know for sure one city block did not get taken over, Chaz, Antifa. And I know that nobody burned down car lots and screwed up independently owned businesses for months.
that
and
you
blew 'em
know
up.
of, that
No,
you know
it
of,
was
because they quit covering
the damage
Cuba.
from Antifa is in the $1 billion range. The damage from that DC thing in the $30 range.
That is definitely a story that we can cover later, because there's a lot more in-depth things that come. Like CNN, 70% of their
Dude,
coverage
CNN's propaganda.
is that. But they're not even talking about any of the protests that happened over, the last 2 years that really caused
That's what I'm
businesses.
talking about.
No, I get it.
Okay, so I've stopped watching a lot of the media news. I've been reading
Because
more
it's
and more
depressing.
articles.
Yes.
So one of the articles I read that was based off of the Cuban issue that just happened. Some of it was dealing with COVID, but not to the point that they're talking about. So The protests happen because of the bad living conditions of what they have, right?
Communism.
Well, yeah, communism, right? And the rights that they do not have.
Right, dude, it's communism.
The COVID issue came up because they don't have the medication, the facilities to handle the people that are sick. So the only issue
the flu.
of COVID was not because of COVID being locked down. I don't know, whatever.
Right. It was an example of socialism not working.
Because of the communist society, they're locked down. They're not getting the support, the help that they need in general.
Right. And if you listen to CNN and Fox at the time, they would all basically say the same thing, which is the U.S. is heading in that direction. And you don't hear any of the Democratic...
What direction is that? Because I'm here and I don't know.
Socialism and communism.
Dude, we're already socialists. We're going to communism.
Well, but wait. So what they were saying is that why don't they talk about... See, why don't the politicians, the Democratic politicians in the U.S., condemn certain things about Cuba? None of them did.
Because they're in the pockets of Russia.
They're communists.
I don't know about that.
Mother Russia wants that socialist economy.
But it damages their own argument. And I saw
liberals or
something-
communists.
We
I
thought
saw
we
a
won the
great
Cold
thing
War.
today.
We didn't win the Cold War.
Yeah, we
Talk
did.
to me about that. You can't just throw
Yeah,
that
we
out
did.
there.
Think about it. What's happening?
That's like, dude, your girl slept with someone, then you don't tell me who.
So supposedly socialism, communism was dead, right? But is it?
No.
China's communist. They're
No, of course
they're
not.
controlling the world
Who
economy.
said
now.
it was dead?
It's a different form of communism.
But it's a communist country. right?
Here's the thing.
It's a
If you're-
different form of it.
Hold up.
if
Hold
you're
up.
in
Let
the
me
Chinese
let me finish my thought here. Let me
Politburo.
finish my thought here. So, Russia was communist, or USSR was a socialist
Yes, Soviet
republic,
Union, yeah.
right? They're a communist. Walls came down. They became a republic. They had quote unquote fair elections, which were never fair,
No.
which never determined. They
Like
said we're
2020.
democracy.
People are
We're
different
not,
there.
They're not democratic. It's not going to be a democratic country. Never will.
Just like us.
Huh? What?
I'll get deeper
going.
in there.
In turn, what happens? They send these spoilers out through the world, and it turns out that they're changing our society because
That's the goal.
that's the goal, and it's always been the goal through the Cold Wars.
Yeah.
even if you look,
we were the
at
golden
old
boy.
CIA
They want to
papers,
corrupt the golden boy.
Even the old CIA documents state that KGB agents were already engulfed in the United States economy. And
Can I ask you-
You say like you knew. You didn't
Can
know
I
that.
ask you one thing? If you're in the, what's the new Russian CIA called?
KGB,
No, that's the old one. There's a new one.
BGK.
So if you're in the
LGBTQ,
KGB and you're
KGB.
in charge of
BBC.
destroying
We take them all sizes.
the capitalist evil of the United States, and you're also in the Chinese
We're way
Politburo
past
or whatever,
capitalist evil.
and you're looking at the U.S. and you're watching TV and you're watching, I don't know, the Olympics,
Yeah.
and
Oh
you
my God,
watch
what a joke.
Simona Biles,
Right.
and you watch her,
Don't you dare.
who can't fucking commit to doing what she trained to do, and I understand there were difficult
That sweet
circumstances.
little ebony angel. Don't you
And
dare.
so my thing is, she just up and quits because it's too difficult mentally. If you're a Chinese or a Russian operative, do you really need to do anything else, or do you just let us with Simona and who was the other one?
You
who
know what,
quit?
dude?
Who? Wait. Who was the other one who
Olympics need
just
to go
quit?
away.
Who's the other?
Osaka, that
Osaka.
dumbass.
no, she didn't quit. She lost.
She got her ass whipped, and then she
no.
blamed
This is
everything.
before that. She quit. Now, granted, she was a U.S. person, but she plays under the
No,
Japanese
I don't.
flag.
I don't take her.
My
I don't
point
take
is,
her.
Japan
She's
is
Japanese.
Japan is with the U.S. Let's face it. They're on
you're
the
right.
same. We're on the same thing.
we are.
So, as far as I'm concerned, I watch every morning the outpouring of support for Simona Biles.
On the media because it's fake.
And I had a conversation with my 20-year-old son the other day, and I said, "What do you think about this?"
I bet he had no time for
and
that.
he said, basically, I was proud of him. He said, "If you can't cut the fucking mustard, don't go to the Olympics. You know, if you're going to quit halfway through it and you denied somebody else their spot on the
True.
team,
Good point.
don't fucking go." And my response to Simone Biles is, I know you had a tough time as a kid, and the Olympic Committee and all those people didn't support you. And I don't like that the guy touched you and didn't get in trouble, and you weren't supported. But sweetheart,
where are my sound effects?
Sweetheart, if you can't cut it, don't fucking go to Tokyo. And I don't have any sympathy for you at all.
You are a racist, sexist, toxic masculinity tour.
And if you can't hold your shit together during the competitions, then you do not need to be there.
Just like that chick,
angry white male.
Soccer chick that kneels when she's
that bitch,
and then got their ass kicked.
Yeah.
Oh. Fuck.
Why is she even on the Olympic team if she doesn't respect this country?
Osaka.
She needs to not play for the country.
Japanese, and it doesn't matter.
Wait. One thing.
Let somebody in there who fucking
I'll
cares.
About Osaka, I respect that she was going to play for the U.S. team, but she felt that if she would have won, she would have kneeled. So she said, I'm not going to play for this because I don't want to kneel.
What an angel. What a patriot.
But one positive note on her, right?
I'm not going to insult you on this level, America. I'm going to insult you on this other level.
Yeah, the purple hair, short hair. She's on that. She's a Subway spokesperson now.
You know what's great is, and as soon as she's criticized,
obviously her vagina's not fresh.
She sets herself up for criticism. And when she gets it, then it's too hard to handle and people aren't fair to her. I got news for you. You think Novak Djokovic, who grew up in fucking Serbia, feels the same way? That guy will skin you alive.
No, but
for a gold medal.
The reason why he's so good, it's not fair to other people.
He's a badass.
Because he was dodging fucking bullets and shit. That's not fair.
I don't know that didn't happen.
He got so fast.
I don't know.
Guys, dodging bullets. He got so much
Let me jump in here real quick. Going on what y'all talking about, Novak Djokovic. You know that, okay, when he started playing tennis, his family got a little leg up. They started, looking at him, but the dad was still not making any money, and they did not. So as he knows that he's training a kid for legendary status, hoping.
He obviously was good when he was a kid.
He was a
dad
prodigy.
And the kids, Novak got the lion's share of the food, and the rest of the family was hungry.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's where that guy comes from.
Okay, and I'm looking at Simone and Osaka and all these other fucking athletes in the U.S. who are given. They aren't given. They earned money because I'm all for the college kids getting money. You earn that money, but goddamn it, you have to do something for it. You can't.
No, you don't. Not anymore.
I know, and that has to stop.
Everyone gets a trophy.
Once again,
everyone has feelings.
If you circle back, if you're a Russian or a Chinese, you're looking at this going, all I have to do is put one bomb on that continent and they will fold like a bunch of fucking 12-year-olds.
They used to call this
bitches soon, man.
They'll be done. I don't have to invade the U.S. All I have to do is scare them with a pandemic and they'll fucking bend over backwards to get fucked.
You just proved my COVID point.
It is amazing the pussification of America that I coined that phrase.
So funny.
I coined that phrase when I was in high school.
You just said that because I was just going to reference the Prison Planet from the Zeitgeist movies and those. They call it Prison Planet.
I don't know it.
I think it's evolved into Pussy Planet.
Look, I'm telling you,
we are a bunch of
not in
pussies.
The pussification of America was started when I was, and I can give you examples, and Thomas Sowell is the perfect guy to reference when you're talking about this. There is Simone Biles, bless her heart. I don't disagree with what she's doing.
You keep getting the first name wrong.
Simone Biles?
You're so racist. White privilege,
Biles.
dude.
I mean, I loved her before the Olympics, but when she hit a bump, do you think Nadia Comaneci? Do you think that she was worried about things?
And you say you watch the Olympics.
Do you think she was under pressure from her country at the time?
Soviet Union.
This is when they were the
Soviet Union.
Do you know she was from Czechoslovakia?
So what you're saying is,
she still played on these
USSR.
We should treat our Olympic athletes like the Russians did, man, when they were totally communist. They won.
Coddling of our children is going to fucking kill us.
Hey, guess what, dude?
Do you remember that?
My kid, by the way, did not get coddled.
Remember
Whatever, dude.
I'm telling you. I
Remember
didn't
the
fucking...
World Cup when Colombia lost to the U.S.?
And they got killed.
They got killed. Went there and pop.
Do you know the story? Look, that is a documentary, by the way.
Yeah.
And that really did happen. He kicked
did.
it in the wrong goal.
Yes.
By accident.
He kicked it in he was the stud of the team.
Yep.
And they killed him.
They killed
him.
Well, he went out that night in Colombia drinking or whatever.
And some asshole killed him.
And somebody...
It wasn't the government stringing him.
No, it was
a cartel.
It was the bad guys. It was a cartel and those guys.
I went to Juarez the other day.
Juarez, Mexico?
Cartel.
Man, tell me about the border, baby.
Okay, so I went to El
Did you get
Paso.
a burrito?
Who here has been to El Paso?
Not me, my friend.
Been near it.
I'm raising my hand.
Go.
Tell
It's
me
a great
about it,
city.
bro. What the hell?
It's a scary ass city.
No,
Why?
it's not.
What
No,
are
it's
you
not.
talking about, bro?
When were you there? Like in the 70s?
Man, it's
No, I
so
drove
nice.
through it a couple of times, and you see the damn border.
Yeah, but the border was nice. It was pretty. It was well
You
kept.
talking about that
They had
wall,
some
my
art
friend?
on it.
How about the houses on the other side of the border?
What do they look like, bro?
They were like Mexican.
Are they
you know?
chop shops, bro?
And at night, did you see like
No,
Flashing lights?
flashing lights everywhere and noises?
nothing.
Pop, pop.
Nothing like that. Okay.
Did you stay the night there?
2 nights. So,
Did you walk outside and look?
yeah, we were curious.
They didn't
Juarez
mess
is one
with
of
him
the,
because he looked like Biden.
There's a big X, like a big, huge red X. And what that is there's an M, an E,
It
an
means
X,
don't
an
come
I, a
around
C,
here,
and an
bro.
O around Mexico. And Juarez got the X. So X marks the spot. So I was told that Juarez probably has close to 2 million people living
You just
in it,
hit Wes with a phrase from 1952 that
which was
X marks the spot. And he was like, what?
No, I'm thinking. What are you talking about? They're, like in Mexico with the.
around the country. They
Is
have
this
an
gonna be
M,
interesting?
An E.
Like if you're looking
an
on a
X,
map where they
an
put the
I.
word Mexico, is that what you're talking about? And the X is where he's at?
No, it's not that. I know that.
Damn it,
I
bro.
get your point, but no, that's not what happened. And I was like, "What is that big X?" And he said, "Well, it's an M and E, and one of them's in Mexico City, one of them's in Guadalajara, one of them's
And
like a
this
real,
is
like a
pertinent
physical
big
fucking
fucking
Y.
X. I'll show
statue
you
of a letter.
Yes,
Okay,
I'll show you a
got
picture in a
it,
minute.
got it.
All right. So Juarez gets, and I was like, Juarez.
This is brought to you when gays gone wild. Go ahead, y'all finish up.
I thought that Juarez
Gus
was
is.
pretty small. I thought El Paso was small. No. Juarez has about 2 million. El Paso has about 1 million. And Las Cruces, which is right across the border,
Man,
which
which
is right
ones
there,
did you
they
like
have
the
about
best?
a 500,000. So that area right there has like 3 million people, right?
Okay.
Iowa, and they cross the border every day. That's not an issue. It's people coming to work. They live in Juarez because it's cheap, and they work in the U.S.
Yeah, it's worked out great.
Yeah,
it's worked out great for the
It
U.S.
does. It works out. Me, I do cocaine, so hey, I like
Dude, I say let the Mexicans in.
it. So
Keep the
idea-
Canadians out.
So I like the idea.
Lazy
of,
ass Canadians.
I mean, it takes about 3 hours to get in and about 30 minutes to get over.
Right.
That's what she
to
said.
go back out of there.
Yes.
So what we saw was, let me just tell you, nobody's getting across that border. You may need to go 100
Well,
miles
yeah,
away.
just go down the street.
You may no. You may need to go 100 miles away, but nobody's getting across that border.
Man, I promise you I can get across that border, bro.
There were more INS or government United States
La
people
migra.
in
Ice.
El Paso.
La
It was
migra.
like a huge
Right.
ICE or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a big part of the reason El Paso is so big. So
Well,
El
it's
Paso-
so big because
El
it's
Paso
Juarez.
was the they told me the sixth safest city in the United States.
Who said that? Beto, the guy who
The
ran his
people-
skateboard into the side of a car.
The people from El Paso.
That genius.
That happened.
Juarez, 10 years ago,
You know, Democrats lie.
was
But wait, so do Republicans.
incredibly dangerous. 5 years ago, it was a little better. Now it's a little better than 5 years
It's
ago.
better than New
But
Orleans.
Juarez, people from El
That's
Paso
a low bar.
don't go to Juarez. It's that dangerous still. So I was curious, thinking El Paso would be kind of scary, but it's
As a
clean.
50-something-year-old white
Got
guy,
3 million people.
you're
And
in
it
danger.
kind of feels like driving around.
You were in worse danger in Austin
Baton Rouge.
because they
Sulfur.
hate middle-aged
Ew,
white
gross.
male.
There is nothing.
You were in more danger in Austin, I guarantee it.
There was no danger I felt in El Paso at all. And it was a calm city for 3 million people.
Well, you're a calm dude, so you kind of vibe that. And I'm not. This is not a. I'm not jamming you.
I stayed at
You're
a
calm,
swanky,
so you see calm.
swanky hotel, less than $200 a night.
Do you remember the name? We'll give him a little hot shot there.
Yeah.
Stanton House.
Now
Nice.
sponsored by
In
Stanton
El
House.
Paso.
And I tell you
Brought
what,
you the power of pessimism is one
Go.
of our favorite places to stay.
Yeah.
and downstairs there was a nice restaurant. Don't remember the name.
In beautiful downtown
was it
El
Juan's Flying
Paso.
Burritos?
It was Taco Tuesday. Remember I told you I had Taco Tuesday. And then I went to another place downtown called
Did you go to Taco
Park
Poon's
Avenue,
Day?
Park something. Park Place.
That's in Vegas.
Great meal.
Hey, I have a question. If I go to Taco Bell and order 2 tacos with big tits, is that racist?
And big
Say that
tits?
again.
If I order 2 tacos with big tits at Taco Bell,
Well, I don't think they serve big tits. They don't. I don't even think
it's
you
on the
get that.
secret
How
menu.
could you get that to go? Because they're attached to a lady person.
But I want 2 tacos with big tits to go.
Okay. Oh, I get it. Oh, I get it.
Oh, ding.
Just some of the
Just went off.
fascinating things we talk
Okay,
about on the
can I-
Power of Pessimism
can I
podcast.
mention
We haven't even
this?
said anything about Power of Pessimism. What is your phrase? It's going to get worse before it gets better?
Oh,
What do
we've
we-
used
I mean,
that one.
come on.
Wait, I didn't
We
use
use
look
it all
up.
the time.
No, I had one more thing to say about El Paso.
And I know.
And then I'll look up that, and then I'm going to say the word of the
Right,
day.
right.
So I learned through medical sources, and we talk about COVID. Have we already talked about COVID? Medical sources that Mexican people are normally, in general, overweight.
That is fucking bullshit.
So
bro.
are Americans.
I know. That's what I told the doctor, and he
what are
goes,
you
"No,
trying
no, no."
to say, my
He
friend?
said, I came to El Paso on purpose because there's a lot of diabetes here because the people here are overweight.
Well, as
and
Mexicans,
I-
we do like the diabetes, bro.
But I don't understand. I thought Mexican people were like thin, like worked hard.
Oh,
ate
wait,
little.
man. What are you talking about?
Well,
Man, I'm telling you, apparently it's a thing with Mexican culture. I don't.
Are you
know.
saying
I
that
mean, they eat well.
all Mexicans are fat and you heard that they're all skinny?
Their food is
I
delicious.
thought they were
Yes,
skinny, but they don't eat well and they have high cholesterol. And I thought the Mexican culture did not produce overweight individual, and it does. Just like America.
Think about
Dude.
Mexican food. The food is delicious, but it's like awful for you. Right?
But that's
You've-
American version.
no,
never
like
been to-
even
You been to Mexico?
They make a lot of their
He has
food
some
with lard.
giant people, bro.
Lard is one of the main ingredients. And
I
They
don't,
fry
remember, I don't
everything?
remember fat people being in Mexico, but
Well,
apparently it happens.
God bless them, because if they aren't obese, it's because they don't have enough food. God bless them.
Well-
and they have to make it work with what they got.
I got plenty of food. I'm fairly skinny. I think it's a choice.
but your
You're
boobs are
the
big.
only one. Well, in Wes,
Boobs are getting.
Come on, It's not a
keyboardist
choice.
Wes.
I'm skinny as fuck, but like that's
You eat what you want.
Oh, bull.
yes.
Okay.
But
what?
You're 28, dude.
I'm 28.
You have a super high metabolism.
Yes.
Obviously, you masturbate a ton.
Right, and that's
6
what works
times a
off
day.
all of the canes that I eat all of the time.
Oh, see that you got to stop.
I've
that.
seen guys like you.
Why? I'm still
And when
skinny.
you get
That's
older,
gonna be.
what'll
It's not
happen-
about skinny.
Because
It's
remember,
long-term.
Wes
Yeah,
is,
right,
is
right.
half our age. Whenever you get older, what'll happen is that basketball happens in your belly. You'll stay
I
skinny
welcome
up
it.
top.
I'm fine with that.
You don't want to be in your second trimester all the time, on your third marriage, worried about. No, dude.
I
I
don't
mean,
care.
Dr. Johnny Lawrence is on his third marriage, and he's about ready to get rid of this one because she's too old to snuggle.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a thing.
trust me.
Once you get a certain age,
What?
you just got to trade it in for a newer model.
Right, yeah.
I don't think we've
Upgrade.
given Delta enough. Delta's coming, y'all.
I
Delta.
checked
Oh,
out. Are we
Delta
talking about our
report.
dogs
I
or
wanted
what?
to earlier. Okay, we mentioned earlier about the blood test, and there's the test that you take for COVID. None of the tests test for any variants, and there's more than just Delta variant.
So
out
why
there.
would you take the COVID test?
No, it tests for COVID. Period. Doesn't
But
matter
that's
what
old.
variant.
That's old stuff.
No, it's still the same thing. Each variant
I mean,
is
that
still
disease
COVID.
is so last year.
Right. Well, I mean,
Virus.
Yes. Right.
But anyway, so keep going. I'm sorry.
The test does not tell you what variant you have, but it is effective
Could-
for the Delta variant and other variants.
How
All
do you
they-
know that if it
all they
doesn't tell you?
said,
So there is a blood test that you can take, as Dr. Johnny Lawrence mentioned earlier, and that you can pull apart the genome of the virus itself. And
What does
tell
it matter
variant.
there? It's not any more dangerous.
Well, it's important for research, and that's not necessarily true.
No,
That's
It's
what I
important
no. That's
for
I heard
facts,
that it was
GQ.
not any more deadly than the other one.
So far, well, we don't know because not every COVID patient gets the blood test to tell what variant
It's
they have.
coming
The
for you.
only thing about Delta was that it was more easily,
It's more transmissible.
much more easily transmissible.
Like
That's right.
AIDS.
But like I said, there's more variants out there. Delta isn't necessarily more dangerous
And there'll be
inherently,
more.
but it's more transmissible,
And there'll be
which does
more.
make it more dangerous.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
from the
Take that call if you
transmissibility.
need. Take it.
or
Take it.
Put 'em on
you
speaker.
can say that. You can
My
say
kid's calling me
that's
too.
you.
Sorry, I got to take this.
Well, we're going to take a commercial break. Brought to you by Man Ponds. Condoms for 6-year-olds.
Special 6-year-olds.
Special 6-year-old. Lingerie for kids.
When I was 6, I had 3 girlfriends and a pack of condoms.
Right.
I had 4 kids by the age of 10.
Well, the condoms didn't work.
All right, are we going to go through some of these things?
Oh.
Hey,
That's right. We're
think
on a
about,
podcast.
Think of this. What is your word of the day? Just think about it. You don't have to tell me right now. And
I already told you my word of the day.
which was,
KY.
oh, Kawhi. Leonard?
Jelly.
Oh.
What?
Because I'd
Like
rather be, I want to be
biscuits and jelly?
lubed before I get fucked in the ass by
Right.
these.
By these people.
By the
Who are
man.
These people.
By the
man.
man.
Right. Okay, so who was, my question to y'all is, and we're going to follow this, not really. Who was Simone Biles' sponsors, and how much did she get paid before the Olympics? And did she lose any of her sponsors by taking the actions she did?
No, she gained sponsors.
She probably gained sponsors, right?
Why? Why would
Simone
she's
Biles'
not-
Olympic sponsors praised her for putting mental health first.
Okay, look up Justin, what's Thomas, sponsors. Tell me what happens when he made a mistake.
Do you guys like Wendy's?
I used to.
She's pretty hot.
You like Wendy's nuts go across your face?
Yes, of course we do.
Wendy's nuts.
Have we been recording that whole time?
Scrape across your face. Yes, we weren't going to put you.
Oh yeah, you know, this is still on the air. We're live.
All right, man. No, okay, so cool. Where do we leave off?
So
I
Justin
apologize.
Thomas started getting his sponsors back because he started donating to the LGBTQZ.
We lost you
And
for a
what
sec.
got him in trouble?
Yeah, you got to talk in the mic.
Right? I didn't know if we were still on.
Yeah.
He got
We
in
never
trouble.
stopped.
He got in trouble because he mumbled the word
I had to take a call from my teenage daughter.
because he
Please
was
don't say
short.
that.
You have to.
You're going to start getting me.
No,
mad
I'm
when you
just
say
telling
words
you.
like
I'm just
that,
telling
you
you.
know?
So Simone quits the Olympics and gets
oh, she did
more
quit today?
money.
Time out. She
Oh, no.
quit today?
Oh, she opted
out of every event.
She opted out of the individuals.
Good
and
for
everything.
her.
Oh,
Dude,
God
if it
bless
gets
her
too
heart.
hard, just quit.
Yes.
No.
Why?
That is
Why
the
would
power
you-
of pessimism. Why worry yourself?
I agree with you. If you know, fuck that. If
And
I don't
then-
want to do it, I'm not going to do it now.
I support her
And get
wholeheartedly.
paid. And get paid.
I deserve to get paid, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, sure. Why not?
Doesn't mean you're a bad person. I
No.
just don't want to pay you.
No, you have to pay
So
me.
Justin Thomas mumbled something under his breath that he didn't even remember he did
'Cause he was wasted.
He hit a putt short, and that normally means you didn't hit it hard
the
enough.
fag thing.
Yeah, faggot. And
He
then
was talking to himself, by the way, for being a wuss.
right.
No
And
offense
they have,
to
no offense.
the LGBTQ.
And he didn't even know he did it, and he lost
Sometimes I'm a pussy.
pretty
and a little
much
faggot.
all
It
of
doesn't matter.
his money, right, in terms of income coming in. Now he's since replaced it. I get it, but Simone Biles, who
Well,
is
you know what? Not everybody knows who you're talking about with Justin Thomas. Professional golfer, was swinging, was recorded. He said faggot,
F
and
word.
it was messing with himself, and he regretted it, and it's not cool. We don't agree
He
with it, but just so
apologized
we
and
know
everything.
that everybody knows what the hell we're talking about.
Is Biles going to apologize for not toughing it out?
No, why should you?
Because she'll make more money if she doesn't.
Wait,
Exactly.
you're wanting her
her
to
to
apologize, and you're tying in she's going to get more money or some kind of shit.
She's not going to apologize because she'll make more money being a quitter than she will because this is America.
That's sad, dude.
And
If you're right, that's sad.
And it goes back to Russia and China not having to do anything. We're destroying ourselves.
Man, we don't know how bad it is in Russia and China because we're not there.
We're
in the greatest country in America.
The point completely?
No, man.
I don't even know what your point
But look, dude, your points go so long that people
No, the point is, if you're, we talked about
just
this.
hit the point right out of the gate.
China and Russia, their disinformation and confusing efforts, propaganda here in the U.S. don't need. Simone Biles is doing it for us.
No, I agree with him. Actually,
she's doing it for them.
I don't think necessarily her specifically, but I don't think they really need to do too much.
Mainstream media.
They really don't. We're a bunch of
fucking
pussies.
Putin has said that publicly.
America would destroy itself. Just give us time.
Yeah, he's not talking about America specifically, but anytime he wants to influence a campaign or whatever, he barely has to
we're
do
sheep.
anything.
We watch the damn ABC, NBC, MSNBC.
He feels the
Fox
flames that
News,
are already
CNN.
there.
We watch it and we just believe it like sheep because we're stupid.
That's right.
That's right. I would like to say that I am not a sheep.
Yes, you are.
No, I am not.
I think we're all sheep.
Hey, can we go back to Simone
It's a
Biles?
spectrum.
I still believe Vince Neil was singing all those
24
songs.
now, right?
That's how I know.
24. This is her last Olympics.
This was the last Olympics. So she went through these mental issues, whatever. Remember that old school gymnast called Mary Lou Retton?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, she hurt.
I think it was Mary Lou Retton.
She was hurt.
No, that was the other girl.
No,
Carrie Struthers.
Struthers was who Retton was
Oh,
too.
good
Retton
on you.
was hurt as
Olympic
well.
update.
Retton, Mary Lou needed a 9 point something on a hurt ankle.
No, that was Carrie Struthers.
Struthers too, but Mary Lou was hurt as well.
Really?
Yeah. And she scored it. And Struthers landed that fucking
with a bum ankle.
They had moxie.
on one leg.
They had American moxie
Yeah.
is what they had.
Yep.
We got
And we
no more
used to
moxie.
have that. You know what, though, old man?
I
are not that old. All of us, we can start to bear down on these little snowflake pussies.
No, that's not my job.
And help them.
My job is to help my son, which I've done. I want to warn China, and I would like to warn Russia that I still have moxie, and I'm not alone.
How do you mean? I've never seen it.
Part of the country would stand up.
Not
fight
now.
back.
No, dude, they're too
The
worried about where their
kids-
phone if it's charged.
The kids would go kill themselves in the river because the pressure got too high.
The kids who have no chores now would just go play in the pond.
Myself, grab a gun, fight.
Oh, one shot to a drone.
To the death.
Well, you know, Obama made it legal for drone strikes on American citizens, executive order that has not been revoked. And so you go fire a gun at someone, your little pea shooter, you're going to get a drone attack.
You're
guess
missing,
what?
once
Like
again,
the
you missed the
vaccine.
whole argument.
Like the vaccine.
Am I not being clear enough?
You're putting me in danger.
No, he's saying about Russia,
China and Russia.
China.
And you're talking about your governor, what's his name?
Abbott.
The black guy who was president?
Governor
Biden.
Governor Obama.
Governor Obama. Yeah, you totally missed that entire thing.
Hit me with a point.
I
fell
did.
asleep.
I did.
But
Russia
give me
and China,
Yes.
your warning is there's enough people like me, not like Simone Biles.
You're going to get him, GQ.
Simone.
Come on, man.
Are you kidding
No
me?
wonder I fell asleep.
Are you kidding me? Or you don't think...
What are you going to do, dog?
You think...
He's going to fall asleep.
Are you going to
You
file
think-
a lawsuit?
No, I'm going to shoot a Chinese soldier
But
in the
what
head.
happens when
Are
you're
you
walking
saying that
upstairs?
you
You'll fall
have a
down.
surface-to-air missile?
Already fell down. I got up, got a gun, and shot a
Boom.
shot a
Popcast owns a
Chinese,
surface-to-air missile.
shot a Russian
Popcast
soldier
Sam's.
in the head who was coming into my home.
We're only kidding in
There you go.
SAC. Yeah, we do not. Do the research. You know we don't. We haven't
Sponsored
posted-
by Lockheed Martin now.
Mrs. Biles would give
They
up.
would know it. It would be on our credit card.
Mr. whatever my name is would shoot somebody.
You would.
Shoot him in the head.
So what we're saying is
Snipe him out.
you're a murderer.
Once again, he wasn't listening to the
He said he
whole
would shoot
argument.
someone.
Oh yeah, he murders pussy all the time.
Bing bong bing.
Talking about Chinese or Russian soldiers coming to take your children.
It's not like that, dude. They're gonna turn on some.
No, that's Pizzagate. They take our children
come
all
on,
the time.
silly. It's gonna be like electromagnetic pulse that shuts down all of our technology, and your car won't even move.
Well,
I
then
agree,
we'll
'cause
just do the same to them. And
What are we gonna do? We're gonna walk. I mean, we'll walk. We'll walk that shit off.
That's what it takes.
We're down in Louisiana, by the way. We're LSU's favorite podcast. Go Tigers!
Yes.
Oh, let's talk about SEC in Texas and how they're.
This is great. This was
Oh, yeah, I heard
definitely
about
one of the
all
topics
these
Have you
for
seen
tonight.
this? Have you heard
And
about
all
this?
these A&M little bitches crying. Can
we all-
Are they really crying?
They
Okay.
are fucking crying. The
Dr. Johnny, you get the floor because you're an alum.
so
UT alum.
A&M has tried
Yeah.
to get the politicians in the state of Texas to stop the move.
They can't.
They can because Texas is a public school and the state of Texas.
Do you think they're
runs
gonna?
them. No, Texas runs
not.
the fucking state.
Everybody wants to be a piece of the SEC,
richest
baby.
School, second richest school behind Harvard. Second most endowed behind Harvard. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Well, I thought Stanford.
Oh, and their
was
graduation rates and their
it's fucking
exit
excellent.
exams are like not that good.
Texas
They're not as good as
education-
Harvard.
No, not as good as. But Texas education is fucking top notch.
Here's
Yeah.
what
It
you
is.
think
It is. I
special.
won't dog them on that.
But I went to McNeese, so I'm good.
I mean,
McNeese State University.
Okay, so
Ryan Street High.
I was
Yeah.
confused about the SEC expansion until I learned this one number. The television deal for the original SEC, I guess in ESPN, was $64 million per team. Okay? My understanding is, and correct me if I'm wrong, we can have some people call in, is if they add OU and Texas, just OU and Texas, they're not combining two different conferences. They're adding two teams to the conference.
Two big teams.
Doubles the intake to LSU.
Also, you have to realize something.
Think about that for a
The
minute.
SEC is going to be the only conference
Now,
that
mind
matters.
you think Texas and OU came up with this by themselves?
No, how did that work?
Talk to us.
ESPN, I don't know this for a fact yet, but
It-
it'll
it's-
come out.
Okay,
It's-
it's a
yeah,
theory.
right.
It's a theory. ESPN had a say so in this
Really? How?
because ESPN bought the Longhorn Network from Texas.
Oh, I didn't know
Which-
that.
And Disney owns UT.
Disney. It's all Disney.
So, because they bought that was the only reason why Texas and OU didn't join at the beginning. When A&M
What do you mean
and-
the beginning?
When
Like in the
A&M
50s?
and Missouri
Came
went-
into the SEC.
Oh,
they
yeah.
didn't want Missouri and A&M. The
I remember
original-
talks about Texas
Dude, you gotta
coming
have
in.
shit. Shitty teams,
Texas
too, in
and
Missouri, is
OU
it?
were the two ones that they wanted. When we said no, OU said no. They said,
I think
fuck,
we said no.
no.
SEC shut that shit down.
A&M has
no,
benefited.
it was an open invitation, and that's
A&M
who-
has benefited
exactly.
being in the SEC.
And did you hear the speech? Oh, we want to move because we want to have our own.
Yeah, that
name
thing
and-
on Twitter that's
Yes,
going nuts.
Yes,
Is
no, but that was
hilarious.
actual speech on.
It's hilarious.
on
right.
on TV.
I don't know what this is. What is it?
They wanted their own
Identity.
identity.
They didn't want A&M.
Away from Texas.
Yeah, they didn't want to be known as
And OU.
Got it.
little bitch. Yeah,
They got
Not
it.
anymore because those two teams are coming to the...
they have
We're
never
talking back when they
no,
did it.
No, but think about it.
No,
really,
listen.
truly, if you listen to this, think about this. What has A&M provided to the SEC?
I don't know, fun. I'll give them some of that.
What
They
fun do you-
robbed
I mean-
LSU in those 5 overtimes
Oh,
that the
that-
refs were freaking
I think that
unbelievable.
A&M
College
has
Station
been-
is a piece of shit town to go to.
Oh, that's just
Uh-oh.
not
Oh,
I
right.
hadn't
it's
heard
horrible.
that ever.
It is horrible, right?
Take it
I don't know.
from, I mean,
I've been to
Ladies
College
and
Station
gentlemen, he-
many a fucking times.
I've been to
graduated
Lubbock.
UT,
Lubbock's worse.
so take
Lubbock,
it with a
Lubbock is
grain of
worse,
salt.
but Lubbock is not touting themselves as this big badass university.
Here's
Hey,
the
did you
thing.
hear
Lubbock-
about the
Lubbock
Aggie
knows-
that broke his leg?
What?
He fell out of the tree
Raking.
He fell
he
out,
fell
of,
out of the tree.
Raking leaves.
He fell out of the tree.
I made that joke up.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I
I
did.
read it in a magazine.
I made it up when I was a kid.
But I mean, there's
This
still
was like 1890.
Hey, did you hear about
something like that?
Did you hear A&M bought 1,000 septic tanks, and as soon as they learn how to use them, they're gonna go attack UT.
They're going to go, what?
Attack UT.
I don't get it.
dude. You heard about the
septic
Aggie
tanks.
that drowned?
Tanks? Tanks.
Did you hear about the Aggie that drowned
so they
trying to
thought-
swim across
my
Lake
bad.
Travis? He got to the middle and said it was too far and turned back. I'm telling you, that's real.
How far can you run into the woods?
Halfway. You said that on episode 1.
Okay.
Oh, good on you. Somebody listened.
Well, I'm the producer. I fucking
The one guy that
Is that on
listens.
a highlight, I hope?
Sure, yeah, actually it is.
You heard about A&M where the men are men and the sheep are scared, right?
That's
I've heard
Australia.
that. I've heard that a
No,
lot of
it's A&M.
places.
That's New Zealand.
It's all A&M.
Australia. I heard that when I was in Australia.
And you know A&M sucks and OU swallows.
I like that. That's good. That's good. But the LSU Tigers, they're going to win the conference.
Did you hear?
Hands down, their quarterback this year,
Oh, Maximus Johnson.
Max Johnson's
Wow.
going to light it up.
Did you hear that Texas has never won a championship in like 30 years?
2005, not 30 years.
Greatest game I think I've ever seen.
That was an excellent game.
That was a great game. That was the one where, is that Colt McCoy got taken out?
No, that was against Alabama.
Alabama,
We were
Nick
up by
Saban.
10 points and
Cheap
a
shot.
late fucking
And
cheap
we were,
shot.
well, we were about, well, I say we because I hate everyone. I hate Bama so
I hated
bad.
all the
Anyone they're
people in
playing,
that
I love
particular
them.
game.
Yeah, they were going in to drive with Colt McCoy, going in for the kill. And the defensive lineman on both sides grabbed Colt McCoy. One grabbed him low, lifted him up. Another one crushed him like a train, took him out of the game. And that is how Nick Saban won that national
And
Was
title.
there-
started the dominance. 'Cause
Yes.
At that point, if you look at the stats,
Was there
Texas
a flag
was,
thrown?
No.
Here,
Texas
we'll
was
pull it up here.
Texas was a perennial top 5 team every year.
There was no flag.
And at that point, you
Totally
see Saban do this and Texas program do that.
Yep. You know why Texas got in trouble? Because they got rid of Mac Brown.
No, Mac Brown should
Mac
left
was
earlier.
great.
Bullshit.
Hey,
No,
love, big
bullshit.
fan of Mac
No,
Brown.
okay, so
That guy's
you
kicking ass at North Carolina.
Bullshit. No, because they didn't get rid of him right after that season. They waited 5-6
What
years.
was the other-
They started degressing.
What was the other coach that
In
won y'all a national
all
title?
due respect,
Oh, before that, I mean, Mac Brown was
all
the last one.
due respect.
Who was before that? How many years?
Oh, shit.
Y'all got
Too far
rid
to
of
remember.
him.
70s. Yeah.
You got rid of him too early,
No,
And-
we didn't get rid of him too early.
and
We
you
should
have been chasing your tail ever since.
No,
Well,
so
people say that.
Bullshit.
Mac Brown fucked us because Saban was going to come to Texas.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
know.
it's-
Never heard that.
Oh no, it's always
we were going to
written.
get Colt McCoy too. By the way,
and he was supposed to come
we
to
fucked
Texas.
up on that one.
And he was going to get all those Texas recruits and lose
I
the
say this 'cause
same
we're
way
LSU.
that everybody else
Really,
loses
because
with
that's what he's
Texas
doing.
recruits.
Because that's what he's doing in Alabama.
Don't
GQ. You got to put some logic into this. Saban is a
This'll be
great
the,
coach.
The segment.
You didn't hear me. I'm saying Texas recruits are overrated.
That's why LSU has 60%, 70% recruits are from Texas.
Not Texas, the university. Texas players.
Dude, y'all are getting semantics.
overrated.
Y'all are getting
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Look it up.
Look it
You're
up.
like
Look at
engineers.
LSU. Look at LSU's recruits and where they're from.
LSU
Most
is
of
the
them
best.
from Louisiana.
No.
We have the best recruits. Everyone knows
Louisiana has 3 million people. Where are you going to
Allegedly.
find?
this. Man,
Look it up.
Doctor, why are you screaming?
Oh, I'm getting
Is
excited.
it because the last time LSU beat Texas in Texas?
I'm popping a boner actually right now.
Really?
Excited.
How come?
Nice.
Football boner?
Football boner.
Yeah,
This is
because
coming
fantasy
up.
football's coming. Everybody, it's coming back. Hopefully, we're going to have real football with real fans.
Real
at
games,
YouTube,
real
Michigan,
games.
LSU. You know,
We need to go to an LSU game and a Texas game this year.
yes, it's some of the greatest games. Look, man, and look, in closing on this SEC OU UT thing, of course they want to be in the SEC. It's
Fuck
the
yeah,
greatest
who
conference ever. Literally, they used to talk about the Pac-12 and USC and what's his name, Kirk Herbstreit. Never wanted to give us any love, man. But shit. The SEC is the bomb now. No one can touch us. And if those two teams come, it's a juggernaut. You have to win the SEC. And in the future, I predict that a lot of the finals are going to be two SEC teams, and then they're all going to get pissed unless Delta takes all of football out because it's coming for you.
That's right.
Common. No, I agree. I mean, if when these two join, because OU's been in the top 5, top 4.
I think it's kind of cool, man. Because OU and UT are unbelievable
I mean,
colleges.
look, Texas may not be as competitive in football as
UT
they've
is
been,
giant.
but in tennis and swimming and
They're
baseball
giant.
and basketball,
Academics,
they have been there. In academics,
jobs.
they've been there.
Transgender weightlifting.
Oh yeah, we're number one.
Transgender.
It's Austin. Come on.
Weightlifting? Absolutely.
Can I make one announcement?
No.
Bet
Are
it's
we
3.
No, you
Recording?
peed.
We're
Yes.
recording?
Congrats.
Okay. Texas, over the next 10 years,
Texas,
being a member
the
of the
state?
SEC, no, the
UT.
university football team,
UT.
will get better. And this is why.
I agree.
I think they're going to get worse, dude.
The
I think we're gonna beat
recruiting
the
will
shit
get
out of them.
better.
I agree.
Okay, because they're in the SEC. And guess what? They'll attract a real coach.
I have a theory. They're going to come in to the SEC that every week the SEC for the last 15 years beats the shit out of itself. They're going to come into this a little skinny, a little slow, and the SEC is going to beat the shit out of them. No offense, but these teams don't realize how heavy, hard-hitting, and fast the SEC is.
Okay, I
Just
agree.
like
I agree
what
with
happened
you.
in Missouri.
Wait,
Yes.
no, I agree with you. But
They had a good first year, but
SEC's
boom, done.
dominance started in the 2000s, right?
Yes.
Before that, the Big 12,
And
Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska,
Right. They were
Colorado,
awesome. They killed it.
That's so we're used to playing every week after week after week.
But what you're talking about is kids that are now in their 40s. These young kids,
No, but the
and
plays,
these
the
young
play,
coaches.
at that point, the Big 12 at that point was the
Premier.
physical team.
Yes,
Yes.
they were
So
awesome.
They know. I mean, we've played that.
But generations go by and people leave UT, leave administration, and they don't have.
But
These young ones don't have it.
But the thing is also with that, these recruits that don't go to the University of Texas and go to
Alabama.
Alabama,
Why do they go to
Florida,
Alabama?
LSU,
Why do
Auburn,
they do that?
Because that's
LSU.
the SEC.
Because it's a better conference.
That's why.
There's a
right?
lot of
But now
competition in there.
when Oklahoma and Texas join the SEC,
It's going to change.
it's going to change. A lot of these big badass recruits
True.
may end up. It's
a good point. That's a good
fucking
point.
mentality, right? Mac Brown,
Right, they wanted
Mac
TV
Brown did
time and stuff.
great for Texas. I'm
He
not
did.
denying that. But
He did.
towards the end of it, he became a
Vince Young,
huge
too.
pussy.
Okay, but wait.
Huge pussy.
Wait,
Okay.
dude,
When,
he got to be like
when
69,
Charlie Strong
80
came
years
in,
old.
right after Mac Brown,
Nice.
Charlie Strong came in.
He killed
He
recruiting.
did not do well.
You know why? Because he expected his players to walk from the cafeteria to the stadium for practice. You know how far that is?
Half a mile.
Not
cares?
even 400 feet.
Who cares?
Mac Brown,
they pussed out?
Pussed out. Mac Brown would bring a bus to carry these guys to 400 feet on a luxury fucking bus.
Okay, let's put this in perspective. Mac Brown won early in his career, and by the end of it, he was pussifying all the kids.
That's exactly what he did.
You know what's
Because
great
he was
about that
having a good
argument?
day.
You know what's
Yes.
great about that argument? I don't believe an Alabama football player ever walks anywhere.
What does that mean? They float?
I
No,
think
they're
they put
stupid.
him on a bus and they bust
They get
him over.
dragged, hopefully.
Those kids that go
Just
to
kidding,
Alabama
Alabama.
aren't treated like, less than human being. I mean, they are pampered bigger than shit. That's why they are there.
No, but when they're on the practice field, they are busting their asses.
Yeah, I'll give it
And they're
to 'em.
doing.
I hate them.
Here's
I
the
hope
thing.
they die in a natural explosion
Here-
of Alabama ignorance.
Here's the thing.
But they are talented people. They're smart and they're kick ass.
And I
what
think
they do.
I think you're right. I'm not going to take anything away from an Alabama football player. The biggest job that the Alabama kid got done
It's to learn how to speak. Bing bong bing.
is to get recruited and get picked up by Saban, and the rest of it takes care of itself.
Saban.
You are
Okay.
so right.
Jesus, what
so,
a piece of
so
shit.
that being said, you enter into the system and you lose all the fun of the game, if you ask me, because I can't
the
believe
minute you
that
said
it's
Saban, I lost all
it's
fun.
more fun to play for Alabama than it is LSU. My guess is
Bullshit.
If you're looking for
Bullshit.
fun, go to LSU.
Yeah, if you're looking for, dude,
But if you're looking to make
Put a lot of
money
people
in
into
the future,
pros.
go to Alabama.
I don't
bullshit.
know.
Bullshit.
Or championships.
LSU
No, you're right.
Championship.
LSU and Alabama.
Champion.
those are-
LSU
yeah.
puts as many pro kids out there
You're right.
as Bama, and it's a lot better. You don't have to deal with Nick
And
Saban
so
because
does
he's a demon.
University of Pennsylvania. What do you call it?
I once saw him stab
Penn
a
State puts
cat.
a ton of kids. in
Ohio
the
State
pros.
does as well.
Ohio
Penn State,
does.
they Sandusky him, dude.
I'm just telling you, they put more kids in the pros than LSU.
They put more things into
And-
something than anywhere else, too.
More things in the holes.
my point still is, if the kid is in Abilene and he's an unbelievable player, and he's looking at Alabama and Clemson and LSU and Florida,
And now
whatever.
OU and UT are in the mix.
Now he might go to Texas
And he's
or
close
OU.
to home.
No, now, if he's in Abilene,
Uh-huh.
he would go to Texas.
How
Probably.
do you know that?
The fans, the crowds that the Panhandle has.
Ah.
I mean, it's a ridiculous.
My point is-
Texas there.
Okay, you got a vibe. You know it. You know
But my
that. You
point
understand
is,
Texas.
my point is, Texas has a wonderful program. It has a better school, a better state than anybody. My point is, with them joining the SEC over time, it's not going to happen in
The point still hadn't
2004
happened,
or
everybody.
5,
Ladies and gentlemen,
25.
we are still waiting on the point.
2005.
25.
So 25, 26, 27, Texas will be an absolute player in the national scene again.
Yeah, because they
But
have
but
that kind
also-
of program.
No, remind you now.
They'll
They have
adjust.
all the pieces.
They'll
You get to-
adjust unless they don't.
Now you get to pay to play, right?
Yes, they're
So-
going to make more money at Texas than they would at Alabama.
Yeah.
How many
Well-
car dealerships are in Tuscaloosa?
Dude.
One of our biggest donors in University of Texas is Red McCombs. One of the biggest car dealers in the U.S.
So you're saying the more money, they win.
They win.
So college football is all about money, programs.
Yes.
money.
Isn't it like the Yankees,
NIL.
the Red Sox,
We've
the
talked about it
Dodgers?
forever.
NIL.
Even in football, before that salary
So
caps.
why are we still watching
Niners,
sports?
Cowboys? We fucking bought our fucking
Why are we still
teams.
watching sports?
It's fun.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's not that fun. It's all set up. It's
I
bullshit.
don't know.
I don't watch sports.
Can I?
Yeah.
I'll say-
DraftKings owns everything.
I'll say
Oh, I
this.
gotta download that app now because you can.
Yeah, me too. It's awesome.
This is an absolutely true story.
Sponsored by DraftKings.
right?
DraftKings going to kill us. I love it.
This is an absolute true story. Talk about pay for play. Okay, so what's his
His name is Wesley.
Myers.
Captain West? What was it? So
Me?
fact check me
Are
on
you
this.
talking to me?
And
Michael
remember, I
Myers.
think on
We're
episode
fact-checking.
3, I may have said this.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, he fell
So-
asleep. Wake up,
I
Wes.
did.
He fell-
Y'all
he
talking
fell
about
asleep.
sports? I don't fucking.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Pay for play. Before I was at LSU, I know for a fact basketball and football players were paid on a
Okay, so that's what I mean.
normal basis. So what is the difference between then and now?
Because
They're
now
going
it's
to get
legal.
double
Now
because
it's
some of it's
legal.
legal and some's not.
Before,
Now-
if you get caught, you get suspended. all
now I
kinds of
like
shit.
it. Now I like it more because it's like
Dudes.
a kid has a
Dudes.
personality.
Guys, come on, man. It's time to give up on sports.
That's
It's
right.
all money. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking
Fuck it.
about paying kids to do what they love. They're happy to be there.
What happens?
It's all about money. It's ruined. It's done. DraftKings, FanDuel
You're right.
killed it.
You're right. You know what? That pro tennis player at 17, fuck him too.
Fuck
right?
them all. And
Right?
the horse they rode in on.
But you should stop watching tennis because it's all about the money.
You should
No,
stop
but
watching
you made a-
everything on
you
TV.
made a point saying pro tennis.
What's the difference between a 16-year-old woman, guys need
Oh,
to
you better
wait later,
rephrase that.
who goes pro?
Because a 16-year-old is not a woman, and I hope you know the difference.
10 to
Coco
15
Gauff.
years.
Coco Gauff,
How do you
I
tell?
think, played at Wimbledon when she was 15.
Yes, she did.
Okay, so my point is she was a pro. She was getting paid.
Who was?
As a pro.
Coco Gauff,
But
at
she-
I'm sorry, I
15
fell
years
asleep.
old.
But the thing, she's not getting a college scholarship to go play tennis.
she
She's
doesn't
not-
want one.
But that's the
Don't
whole
you
point.
dare
She's become
talk
a
about
pro.
Coco. Are you kidding me? That's my
Right.
favorite
If you're not
So what?
female
then put
player
these
in
college
history.
players in pros. Don't go to
They
college.
can't
Go
get
straight
there
down.
yet.
Honestly,
Because they won't be able to compete.
dude,
Of
I
course,
bet.
some of them won't.
I'll throw this
What do
in
you
the
care?
mix.
What do you
Because
care?
they're already getting paid when they go to get these scholarships. Get paid $80,000 a fucking for 4 years. to
Clear
play.
it up about Coco Gauff. Why was that a thing?
No, 'cause
With your narrative.
she became a pro player, so
At, like,
she's
15.
Not, yeah, she's not an amateur player anymore.
You don't need college.
No, you don't. But if you're getting paid to play, you play. Don't. If you're an amateur and you're in college,
Well, that's corporate sponsors that
but
make
you're
you do
getting
that.
paid. You get free education, get free living, you get free food.
Where are we talking about now?
College. When you're a collegiate player.
When you're fully covered, full ride.
You're getting paid, but not monetary, but you're still getting
You're
paid.
saving money.
I totally agree.
And getting an education.
And a big amount of
which
money.
is needed.
I
Right.
totally agree.
So why do
In fact,
all these kids in law and going out to become a doctor get all this debt? Why is it unfair that they get a lot of debt?
Can I tell you this?
They
What's
start
happening?
behind give them a free ride too. I mean,
Fucking A, yeah.
Yeah.
They do
Fucking
get
A.
a free ride. But wait, so my question to you
we
is,
give
No.
sports a free ride.
Yes.
And genius,
And they get,
no
like,
free
gen
ride.
ed
Yeah,
degrees.
yeah, so someone that could cure cancer does not get a
Basket
fucking
weaving
free
degrees.
ride, but
Yes. You see the
someone that can throw a
bullshit?
fucking baseball or football gets a free ride.
If they can put a ball in a hoop.
IQ of 90, you get a free ride, but IQ of 180, you don't get a free ride.
Right.
So,
I guarantee you, if
guys,
you look it up,
guys,
right now, please look it up. There's a lot more.
What would motivate
scholarships.
that university to do that?
Y'all are so fucking wrong. Okay, all of y'all are fucking idiots. Look it up right now.
We can't argue that.
LSU has 35,000 students. Look up right
They have
now.
more. But
That is wrong. It's
Look-
37,000.
Look it up and see how many of those students receive scholarships. Add those up. I guarantee you it's a lot more than the fucking football team. There's a lot of people. Oh, I got him.
You think there's more academic full rides, and you might be right, dude.
There's absolutely more academic full rides.
Hey, you know he's
But what I want y'all to consider is this, because I heard this the other day, and I
Should I write this down? Let me write it down.
Write it down because we're going to have to follow it.
Are we coming back with this?
So the Professional Tennis Association, called the WTA, is that what it is?
I think it's called the
women's.
PTA, the Professional Tennis Association.
My understanding is that they are going to now implement and instill an age limit, and you can't.
In what?
When you join the tour.
Oh no, that's not going to happen.
No.
I sure
bullshit.
hope not, man.
I heard they were talking about it right now. So
It may
those,
happen in the States,
so
but
those
nationally,
kids,
worldwide, it's not going to happen.
so those kids can't go pro at 15 or 16 or 17. They're going to have to take a year or two in college, just like a basketball
Maybe
player.
here in the U.S., but not worldwide.
I'm telling you, the Professional Tennis Association,
The PTA
PTA,
doesn't exist.
has made an
Parent-Teacher
announcement
Association.
KGB.
that they feel like Miss Biles, as an example, feels like if you're not old enough, you can't be a pro.
But she's 24.
Subsequently,
Dude, it's all about performance.
but it happened when she was younger. So my argument is basically, you can't let a tennis player
Don't
become
argue.
a pro
It's-
at 15 and bitch about a early freshman at LSU making $100,000 off of social media. Let him make the money the tennis player does at 15.
Let me stop you right in your tracks.
So does the golfer.
Let me stop you in your tracks.
If you're good enough, go.
Obviously, the kid who's making the money and got signed is uber talented, and it's not a apples to apples argument.
How do you say that?
Okay, so
If
Apples
that
to
kid
apples.
So
was
what
as
apple?
good a
Hey, so-
defensive back, the freaking New England Patriots would have grabbed him out of high school.
Kobe Bryant went pro at 17.
Boom! You just gave me my exactly. That's exactly right.
because
Because he was that good.
No. Kobe didn't play in
He
this.
was that good later.
No, Kobe
He
did
wasn't that
not
good as
play
a-
He was
here.
good enough to get
Not his
drafted
rookie
and
year.
He didn't
never
play
go to
here.
college.
He didn't play here first. He played
In Europe.
In
When
Europe.
you say here,
In the U.S. He tried to go to college. He could not get in because his ACT or SAT scores weren't high enough.
I didn't know that.
oh, that is racist.
But back
man.
then,
No,
if
but-
you signed up, you could play 1 year and go to the pros,
Okay, so
like they do now.
no, you could go straight to the pros back
Zion?
then. Back then, you could go straight to the pros because
Because if you're good
Kevin Garnett
enough-
was the last person, but he came out before Kevin did. So
wait, real 1 second.
wait, let's talk about tennis real quick, right? 15-year-olds in tennis can go pro,
Yep.
right? And they have, and they will, and they'll continue.
And they should.
This PT thing you're talking about, it's not going to happen because then you won't have the Federers, you don't have the Nadals, you don't have the Djokovic's that went pro at a young age. Rafael Nadal won his first international tennis tournament at the age of 15.
Boris Becker,
Federer run
15.
I agree.
Federer won it at 16, right? Just because one girl doesn't have her fucking faculty straight.
What girl are you talking about?
Naomi Osaka.
Oh,
because
I'm
she doesn't
backwards.
because,
Naomi
Biles,
is
because Biles is. Look, she's 24.
Dude.
She's had this pressure. She's 24.
What happened?
Osaka.
Hold up. Naomi is 20. I mean,
Is a
Simone
disgrace.
Yeah, right,
is
right.
24.
Okay.
As a gymnast, the average age of a gymnast is 16.
right.
So she's way past her
Right.
prime.
Why
I
are you
feel
watching
for
it
her.
so close? You know their ages.
I
That's
feel
weird.
no,
he-
because I do
he
that
does his
research behind
research.
it. Then.
My point
She's
was
too
to
old
challenge
compete
you
now.
guys.
Osaka.
And because she can't compete with herself, it's like me playing you in tennis. You start throwing these tantrums because you can't compete with me because I'm younger than you.
It always
And then I
happens.
win because they give it to me because they feel sorry for me because I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
When I'm wrestling in sorority houses and
Too much
frat
pressure.
houses,
You get double
I always
bounces. I don't
win.
get
and
double bounces.
Too much pressure.
there's not enough pressure.
Hey, but I threw the Professional Tennis Association thing at you I made it up because
No, I
Because-
made it up. You said something.
no, I made it up because I wanted you
coined
to
it
consider.
PTA.
Well, yeah. but
Okay. We'll
my
trademark it
point
and we'll
was,
split the deal.
why can't a football player get the same rights as a tennis player at 15 years
Skip
old?
college, go straight to the pros.
They won't let them do it because
Well,
they
then
have an
that's
age
the
limit into the
NCAA,
that's
NFL.
NFL.
Well, that's
the
a
reason why
corporation. That
behind that is
corporation.
not even
They'll get
corporation.
hurt.
They'll get hurt. The
Yeah.
body's aren't physically ready
okay,
for
so
that level yet.
So, but at tennis they are, golf they are.
Yeah.
You know,
because it's not a contact sport, right?
I
When you
don't.
have these
Yeah,
contact
you could argue
sports,
that.
That's a good point.
It's contact.
Yeah.
When
You
you're
could argue that.
16 going to the pros playing against 25-year-olds or 30-year-olds, you're going to get crushed.
You know that, I know that, and all that. I get it. My point is, why are you denying a 15-year-old badass football player the same ability to make money as the 15-year-old
It's a
tennis
different
player?
sport. There's never going to be a
It
15-year-old big
you
enough
need-
to hang with the
You
pros.
need to understand all of the facts before you say anything about. So
No.
you cannot separate. That's what America's doing right now. That America is like, this guy's black, this guy's brown, this guy's almost brown, this
we're
guy's
talking about
white.
sports,
no,
man.
in sports is that. It's the same. The CNN wants you to separate everyone in
And you're doing
a
it.
category.
Here's the thing.
Don't
man.
separate the
You
category.
can't compare the two because look, because the MLB and the NHL, they've all gotten too corporate. So that's why these kids can't do this because colleges are corporate as well. But these kids in tennis don't rely on that shit.
Yes, they
don't,
do.
No,
That's who
they
pays them.
Dude, they don't rely on the NHL to say it's okay.
Yeah.
Or anything.
When they're younger,
if they're
they
whipping
don't rely
ass,
on sponsorships because they don't get that many sponsorships.
if they whip ass in tournaments,
They get sponsorships.
well, but if they beat people
They
in
get
tournaments
money, guys.
who
Afterwards,
are
after they
ranked
start
higher
winning.
than them, they get recognition and they go to the pros. It's a better situation.
But we've had people that we know that have gone pro. And the struggle for them, because they weren't the top 50 players in the world, was tough.
Okay, wait, hang on. You knew people who went pro.
Yes.
Did they ask you for money?
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm about to tell you. Keep going. No.
Our old pro went pro. And he told stories to me on what it was like.
But he had benefactors.
Oh, not even, no. I mean, no, not really.
How did he get to tournament to tournament?
He'd play smaller tournaments and win smaller tournaments to get money in his pocket.
So he never got help from anybody.
Let's
as a
cut to the
benefactor.
chase. GQ, what
Not really,
do
no.
you want him to what
If
do you
you
get
talk
at?
to any pro golfer,
I don't know any.
and have somebody call in and tell me I'm wrong, they depended
You
on
know
the
one
mini
of them that went
tours.
pro.
They
Yes,
depended
from
on
LSU.
They depended on the mini tours.
Sam Burns.
And they actually had benefactors that paid them money, and it was kind of like, hey, if you give me 10 grand and I'm able to play in these tournaments, if I make some money, I'll give it back to you. And that's very
you
common.
You think it's
It's
fair?
very common.
But that's common for every sport.
It's different.
You just
man.
said it wasn't.
It's just different.
But that's
You
not
don't-
sponsorships, though. Sponsorships are different.
What
not
is the
saying it's-
difference?
I'm not
What's the
saying it's
definition?
wrong.
When you
man.
have corporate sponsors, it's different.
No, when you have a
When
corporate
you
sponsor,
don't have to pay them back.
If-
This is
if
a
I'd-
loan.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do with your time.
If Wilson
of course they
gives
do.
me rackets.
Hold
Wait a
on.
second, time out. What are you
Hold
talking
on.
about, dude?
If
I'm
I have
confused on what
a
he's talking about.
corporate,
He's
if I'm
lost.
a pro golfer and I'm approached by your company, my company, your bank,
Vandelay Industries.
okay, and they give me money to wear the logo on the hat. You don't think for a second that I need to do some things for that company,
Like
entertain
tank it?
clients? Oh, bullshit!
Like tank
Okay,
the
okay,
tournament.
no.
There's
but you-
corporate outings.
No, but you're
So you're
talking
saying
about
You're
top,
working for the money.
Okay, GQ, you're talking about the top 5% or 1% of the players out there.
Disagree.
I'm
Golfers?
Yes.
No. Everybody
so
on tour
interesting.
has sponsors.
Just keep recording this stuff, dude. This is good.
Everybody has
This will
sponsors.
be like our next
Are we
7
recording?
episodes.
Oh,
Yes.
shit.
Well,
Oh,
we
damn
stop
it.
recording.
So jump back to why we started to talk about this. If you're an LSU defensive back and you're the second best defensive back on the team, but you're funny and you have a good personality, and there's hang on.
I see where you're going.
And you got a car dealership in Baton Rouge, and they're like, you know what? This
And you
guy
can
saw in an
sell
interview, and fuck it, man. I'm gonna give that
For
guy
Superior
50
Grill or-
grand. And this guy's going to come in on 3 different occasions and spend his time on doing what I tell him to fucking do.
That shit's easy. I do it for my own company.
So
It's
you
easy.
go make them pick cotton too?
Fuck yes.
Damn.
Whatever it takes to sell tacos, because you said that.
Yes,
restaurant.
master. I go pick your cotton, master.
So hey, you're going to be on a commercial selling cars for a
Yeah,
car
motherfucker. What
dealership.
else you want me to do
That's
for you,
paying
motherfucker?
you. They don't give you the money for fucking fun.
White
You
ass
think-
motherfucker.
You think Phil Mickelson has that PCMG, whatever he's got on it? Dude, he spends an enormous amount of time in with the CEO and with clients.
Is this factual?
Of course. Look it up. I swear to God, look it up. They don't give you money for nothing. They
And chicks
expect
for
you.
free.
They expect you to do some things. Corporate outings. That's what they call it.
That's exactly what I mean, and I'm going to bring it all around.
Bring it all
the
around.
corporations run the NFL, the NHL. They're about to run college football due to gambling and sponsorships for bowl games. So what makes you think that college football is legit and innocent?
Are you saying that all the games are rigged like the NFL?
I didn't say they're rigged. You just said that they have influence. I just agreed and said, yes, they do. And with billions of dollars
So you
of
think-
influence, you don't think they can change?
So you think Raising Cane's at LSU, which is one of their major sponsors at the stadium level and all of the stuff.
love
with
that Raising Cane's, baby.
So you think Raising Cane's can
One
tell
love.
LSU to purposely lose a football game?
See,
Our
you get all
president is sponsored by
you
LSU
go
by
extreme.
Raising
It's
What
not.
you're talking about?
Hashtag
No,
one love.
Raising Cane's is pussy compared to the
Whoa.
companies that are
Whew.
involved at a high. It goes way higher level.
Wait, hold on. No, it doesn't. They are the number one sponsor at the LSU football games. So stop.
I get where you're going with that.
Who's the biggest Saints guy?
Well, now it's
Okay.
Caesars.
All I'm going to say to you
Caesars?
is
Yeah, now
Todd
it is. No, it is. Yeah.
from Raising Cane's has a way more influence in
Todd
LSU than
Graves.
you think. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so Todd can tell, hey, coach, fuck him. I want him to play quarterback, and he's going to do it.
Now we can.
You're fucking crazy.
Oh, he's turning on the music.
I did not mean to do that.
I love that song.
But, I mean, we have been going for like an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh,
so-
that's
fine.
way not long enough.
Right.
It's so not long enough.
Okay, your person of the month.
Let's keep it rolling.
Person of the
We can keep it
month.
rolling.
Person of the month.
Fade out, Wes, and then fade back in.
Okay, there it is. We faded out
and
back
then
in.
start the music again. We'll just start talking again. And that way,
I'm going to edit all of this. This is
Of course.
Power of Pessimism podcast.
Number 39.
69.
It's going to get worse before it gets better.
6'9".
What's your favorite Power of Pessimism quote?
God, you keep asking me that.
I know, because there's so many.
Well, we need to do at least like one of those each
wait,
episode,
every
right?
time.
Yeah. Wait, give me
It
a
is
minute.
our genius.
Give me a
Yes.
minute. I
It
pulled
really
one
is.
up the other day. It was so good.
We got to
Gross.
give it to GQ. I named the book, but I only named it because I was inspired by GQ. So we were in a marriage
It's
in this deal.
Saint Passim.
Hey,
Yes.
this is when I first pulled this up. This is all the notes that I was taking
Hit 'em.
before
give
I ever
me the
met you.
best.
Do it.
June 25th, 2021. Okay, number one, that's the day before my birthday. At 9:32 p.m., I wrote all these things down. Chapter 2, Pussification of America.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I haven't read this, but I'm just going to, I'm going to, this is
read it.
unrehearsed.
Do it. Let's do
Under
it.
Pussification of the USA. Okay, Jesus Christ, this is kind of serious.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, you ready? The suicide number of active duty soldiers in 2012 that committed suicide was 321.
Okay.
That's more people than died on the battlefield.
That's
you hear me?
interesting. Yes, I heard you.
Okay, and then what I said was, what?
Right.
More than were killed on the battlefield? Question. Why do we need more therapy? And then I said something bad. Goddamn fucking pussies. So the idea is, so my point is, don't join the army if you can't do that, Miss Biles. The pressure for our grandfathers that fought in World War II had to be just as great or greater because their lives were at stake, their families' lives. The Nazis were coming. And anybody in this room, including you, that don't think that may have happened, I'm telling you, they had a different mindset then.
Right.
Okay. But they were tougher, I wrote. Live, fight for your freedom, and don't kill yourself, you fucking pussy. So my point is, I probably misunderstood the PTSD and all that.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, there is something to be said for individuals that grow up and perpetuate a human toughness or end up being so soft that they teach their children to be softer. And eventually, man, everybody's fucking committing suicide. Or everybody's saying, this is too hard. I'm not going to do this anymore. Or whatever. You can't quit and you can't be a pussy. Otherwise, you're going to be America in 2020, whatever it is.
Dude, that's a great point.
And you end up kowtowing and falling into everybody's trap around the world, which is they got so rich. Y'all left.
Yes.
Y'all left. I'm filling time. So you got so full of yourselves and so soft that we don't even have to battle you. We're just going to fuck with your economy and you all fold like chickens. And you think people died during the pandemic. You hear me? People going to die because we can't feed ourselves.
Okay.
I know, you ruined it.
Look, dude, we're all here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let him rant.
You know what's funny?
Content.
This is really somebody has to be here. I have to talk to him.
Well, no, you don't. No, Gus.
No, I don't want to just talk.
You can say something.
Okay,
Let it go.
this is really funny because the other day, I'll go out with you in a minute and you can smoke. You can smoke in here.
It's content.
What does it matter?
So you just
I'm doing
now
that.
He has like an extra.
Okay, there's a dog food commercial that shows the dog is a wolf from whence he came, right? Now listen to me. This is actually a commercial on television now.
Right.
Okay, I said this before that came out. Instead of hunting meat, it shows him hunting children.
What?
That's funny.
Like that's a real commercial?
No, that's it.
Oh, that's what your pitch is.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay. We should make these ads.
Okay, wait, here's another one. Am I wrong or are Democrats quick to dismiss a Republican president during a crisis.
Hold on, talking to the mic,
this isn't.
There you
yeah,
go.
no, but this isn't.
That's better.
This is. Oh, wait a minute. This isn't as old as I thought it was. Wait, hang on.
That's what she said.
I'm going to go back to the. Okay, this is some of my original thoughts.
OG thoughts.
I'm sorry. The ones before that, they thought were original, but they weren't.
Okay.
Okay, a scalp is a Thanksgiving gift. Think about it.
Oh.
Like a piece of hair with
yeah.
some skin.
No, yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, welcome. Oh, here's a present. Yeah, we scalped a bunch of white people.
Too soon?
Too soon from Indians scalping white people?
Native Americans.
Mm-hmm. By the way,
Gotta be PC, bro.
There's something on here. I don't want to be PC.
I know.
Okay, so how to be a contractor. You and I can do this as a show. You ready?
Yeah.
How to be a contractor. Visually, I say ally, go through a house. Visually, go through a house and show people that it's a stud with 3 nails in the bottom of it. It's not rocket science. And then there's insulation that's made this way, and then you go back to the insulation factory and you show how they spin fiberglass, and they put it on a truck and it makes it to Steins, and then it goes from Steins to your house, and then the person puts it up. You understand that?
Sure.
Do you understand each part of the house can be shown? That would be a great show.
Yeah, how it's made, houses.
Yes.
I'd watch it.
Show. Love that
I'd
show.
watch it. Yeah, what's some? You got some pessimism quotes?
I don't know. They show up from time to time. New greeting: tit/dick. Long dick gets all the attention, while other shorter dicks are dismissed. But any tit is a good tit.
That's right. Damn straight. Actually, I've talked to
Isn't that funny?
People talk about that, and I think it's like a social stigma or a social construct that big dick is better, but. You actually ask girls and they're like, it's not that big of a deal.
No, but any tit's a good tit.
I mean,
right?
all tits are good tits.
Oh my,
that's right.
I mean, come on.
All tits are good tits. Well,
And we
I
might
don't
be
know.
boys, so we think that, but girls.
Oh no, girls like tits too.
I'm telling you.
Even the straight ones.
Okay,
Yeah, we need it. I need a girl's perspective on that on the show for context.
Okay, this is an unfinished thought. This is a dream I had.
As opposed to your other thoughts?
Yeah, right. They're all a work in progress.
Yeah.
So, as a person on the dole, on welfare,
Oh, is that what that is?
stands on a balcony overlooking a sea of working people
Right.
that are not on the dole, who are busy, and is asked, and then it stops. So I had a dream one time, and the dream was pretty significant. I wouldn't have written it down otherwise. Where this guy on the dole who feels worth as a human being, I guess in America, and he's brought out onto a balcony, and he's looking at all these people who make the same amount of money as him or whatever, but they work all day and he doesn't, right? He just does what he's doing. And then he gets to tell them something. What does he tell them? You're missing the point?
Me?
No. It's unfinished.
Oh, okay.
Okay. A jeans commercial, it's a really sexy situation. And because this actually happened to me in real life, where we're riding down the road in this long blonde hair, right, on a bicycle.
Okay.
We couldn't really tell, like a halter top or whatever.
Right.
It actually was no shirt.
Okay.
And a tight pair of shorts with really nice legs, tan, but the hair and everything. And we were riding by and said, hey, check out the ass on that.
Yeah.
Dude.
It
was
dude.
a guy.
Yep.
And that actually happened. I mean, and that is really funny because
I was riding a bike on Shell Beach Drive. I'm sorry. I was driving my car and saw someone riding a bike on Shell Beach Drive, leaning over.
You didn't know?
No. I knew. It was very obvious, and I'll tell you exactly why. She was wearing like yoga pants, but there was a hole.
Oh.
Exactly in the place that would tell you what gender that person is.
She didn't know.
Oh, she was bending over like all the way like horizontal parallel to the ground. So like all I saw was like asshole and pussy right there.
That is brilliant. And you know what's funny? She either didn't know and would die of embarrassment, or she knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah.
Okay, boat launch, thing goes underwater. So, tits aren't big enough for me. That's another one. Guys pissed because Rainbow follows him around. Okay, so these are all like
unfinished thoughts.
Yeah, these are guys pissed off, and you just have to figure it out when you're watching the movie, right? The guy's all aggravated and everything, and he's pissed off because there's a rainbow, and the rainbow's like always on him because he's like golden boy and everything, and he has like a sunburn, a rainbow burn. He can't get rid of it, so it's a problem. So, power of pessimism. So at the end of the rainbow, there's a guy sitting there, and he can't get away from the rainbow, and he has sunburn, and it hurts. It's not good. Does that make sense?
No, but I followed you.
You got it. I mean,
I'm with you.
This is something that was great. You think he had it bad? It's kind of what I was telling you
Okay.
earlier.
All right.
You think you had it bad? When I was your age, we had dirt for dinner, and we loved it. And that was something that my son used to laugh at all the time, because when the parents are supposed to say, I walked a mile in the snow
Uphill
to go to
both
school.
ways.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was doing that on purpose to tell him that I was supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like 6. And I was explaining to him, this is the joke. And you got to understand it coming from this perspective. And Jack's sitting in his car seat going, I get it. All right. And I said, and we had dirt for dinner. And it was funny because he got it. Like he had just he was complaining about his dinner.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was lucky to get dirt for dinner. And by the way, we loved it. And I would scream at him, and he would laugh.
It's okay, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back. We got a lot of content,
I'll turn
right?
it back on now.
Did we get a lot of content? Well,
Yeah,
we wanted GQ to do his rant, because
I-
when he gets on a roll, and what you just take the good stuff and put it out there. I think what this is a content session. So what you...
Oh, wait. We have to stop at some point.
Yes. Probably soonish.
That was
Okay.
a grumpy old
I'm
troll
hungry.
session.
That was the Grumpy Man segment.
Okay, wait. Can I say one last thing, and I'll let y'all take it?
One last
That's like
thing,
your
man.
catchphrase,
Jesus.
man.
Okay, wait.
I haven't made my point yet.
This is right. Wait. You have to listen to this. It's funny.
It's
Okay.
so good.
Okay, so a doctor and a guy are at this party.
Here we go.
And the guy says, this is so funny.
Go ahead, do it, dude, man. Come on, you can do it. You can do it.
It's so funny to me.
Hang in there.
But y'all might not make it. Oh, this is great. All right. Wait, I got to read it.
I'm ready.
The guy says it hurts. Can you read that?
Oh, man. Look at this. It's so good he can't even read it.
Doctor and guy at party. The guy says it hurts when he puts a broom he found up his ass. Doc asks which end of the broom that he uses. Guy says the side with the bristles, then says angrily, I'm not gay. Implication is bristles equal not gay. Handle is gay.
Oh, man.
That's one of the greatest jokes I've ever heard.
You wrote that? Did you write it? Oh, yeah. That's original stuff. Oh, shit, man. I just found a rant that I wrote. Okay,
Did you not
look.
think that was funny?
We're going to call
Sure.
this.
This is great.
We're going to call this the
Guy says, I'm
brain.
not gay because I stuck the bristle part of the broom. That's the visual.
Yeah.
If it was just the other end, he'd be gay.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's funny.
I was fucking this dude last night, and he came on me, and I was like, "You faggot!"
What the hell? You're not gay if they suck your dick.
Yeah, you say no homo, and it's fine.
No homo.
I was sucking this guy's dick, but I said no homo, so I'm not gay.
Yeah, right.
Perfect. Exactly. Because
sorry.
the Popcast is all about LGBTQ, gay guys, pornography, the whole
Sure.
thing, man. We're cool with everything.
Like, it's fine.
Hey, be you, man. Hey, look, check this out. I have teenage daughters, and they wanted to watch this show, and my wife was purposely not putting it on in the family room while I was there.
Dallas.
Okay, and this is what I was inspired to write at the moment I was watching this show on Netflix or Amazon, Euphoria. Okay, what it is teaching our high school kids that
This is a few years back.
No, this is now.
Okay.
This is absolutely now. Real time. Okay, it is a brainwashing. You thought it makes 90210 look like Gomer Pyle.
Right. I believe
Happy
it these
days.
days.
Happy days. All it is soft porn for high schoolers. They're all in high school.
What?
Soft porn, abuse of drugs, alcohol, and the graphic sex scenes.
Showing
Look,
you
man,
what not to do?
I've seen, I could be a director of pornography and things. I've seen so much. This stuff is well thought out and creepy.
Is it supposed to convince our young
It's
children
brainwashing and that this is
not
okay
to do this?
Well, that's what the kids say, dude. You're right. But what they don't realize is while they're trying to fight off or watch whatever, there's a dude eating pussy of a high school girl on television. So here's what I wrote.
Okay.
Here's what I wrote. And I was like, wow, just watched Euphoria. It's the new 90210 type of show for the age group. And it makes Sex and the City look like Happy Days. I weep for the future. Hollywood glorified high school soft porn with drug glorification mixed with interracial bisexual love triangles with plenty of toxic white male privilege rhetoric, teen drug culture, anti-God, sex-fueled brainwashing for our kids.
Yeah.
Hooray for Hollywood. My dad thought MTV was fucking bad in 1988. Motherfucker.
Right.
Shit.
Damn.
No, but
Shit.
This is
That's
Closer.
Get up in there.
Closer.
you gotta hit up.
You got to commit to stay or go to your kids, dude.
Yeah.
And he's such a good dad. He's going to go to his
Who's
kids.
leaving?
Oh man.
But guys, I'm not kidding. Come in. We can't hear you, dude.
Say it. I'll repeat it. Gandhi.
Epstevens. Epstevens.
Right.
Get on that
There we
mic,
go.
dog.
Oh yeah.
This is the coming of age of the Weinstein and Epstein period. This is what they're grooming everybody to become, and it's coming out on Netflix, on
Yes, because
NBC, CBS,
It's
ABC,
a pussification of
all
America.
that.
No, it's
No,
a
it's not.
pedophile.
It's a pedophile of America.
Oh, well, or
Yes.
fucking the young chicks. Yeah.
No, it's the
What you were talking about.
It's
See,
not good. But look, man, I was so brilliant at that moment. It blew my mind. This shit was just coming out of me.
You know what's funny is that your dad's dad said the same thing about what your dad saw at his age.
No, man, he
Yeah,
didn't
he did.
because
He did.
my great grandfather grew up in Eunice, Louisiana. All he worried about was this weekends. They don't call them
In like
square dance. What do they call them?
1912.
What do we call them here? Anyway, a barn party. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all they worried about. They didn't worry about all the stupid things we worry about.
I think they worried about other things as much as we worry about stupid things today. That is, I think, is not that much different today than it was my grandfather's day because we talked
Your
about
grandfather was stud of a man compared to the average.
Born in like 1904. I mean, he saw horse and buggy to man on the moon. Okay, he was an engineer.
That's amazing.
That's amazing, and we talked about it all the time.
Why do we still have
he always
combustion engines from 100 years ago?
But
yet we've been on the moon.
What I'm saying is, he and I were laughing a lot of the times about the same things, and I was a young man. I wasn't 50.
Did you introduce him to?
I introduced him to not being racist.
True.
No shit.
Hey, look, we should talk about that.
And
the power of pessimism wants to address American racism. And
read Thomas Sowell.
What we have had as Gen X's and have kids that are Gen Millennial, whatever. What I've seen down south is, yes, exactly what you said, GQ. We have to educate the elders that this shit ain't cool, man. You can't say this stuff.
All those guys are dead, man.
Well, not the old people that I know, man. I still got grandparents and stuff out there.
I don't.
And you got to stop them from saying some really fucked up stuff.
Yeah,
no,
what
you have to stop is your children from saying what you say.
I think it's a healing. I think this is great, man. I think it's a healing.
Well, of course it is. And I can prove it by having you read some of Thomas Sowell stuff.
We elected Barack Obama, our president, 70% to 30%. I mean, come on, man. That says it all. We trusted this dude.
Racism.
Most of America, a big part of America, trusted him and voted for him.
Racism.
Done.
A lot of it. And I've been watching on YouTube Thomas Sowell, Sowell.
Thomas's Hole.
You just watch him, and you'll understand more about American history. And
Thomas Sowell. Do you have any of his books, or what are you talking about?
YouTube.
Documentaries or what?
You don't know who this guy is.
YouTube.
He's the smartest American that ever lived.
Wow, that's cool, man.
No, watch it. So
I'm gonna look it up right here.
He just do it.
Thomas's Hole.
Thomas Sowell.
Man, I should have grabbed. Oh, never mind.
So the thing about him is he has, I don't know, like 15 books, and he's an economist, right? So he was the beginning of Freakonomics.
No way.
He was not
big fans of Freakonomics, and those boys love
yeah.
it.
But it's all about the real numbers, not about politics. You just follow the numbers. And his definition of racism in America is very well defined and very well documented and very well defended.
And as you
said,
I
wish I could say it, but GQ, I can't. So I'm going to tell you to go watch it.
I'm going to give you some props here. You always say that ebony, black, African-American America is only 17 to 20%. And the fact that...
Closer to 11 or 12.
Yes. And, I don't know why they direct everything and pick on that particular culture, because it's bullshit.
It's easy. Because the 40% added to the 11% makes 51%, and that 40% are white liberal politicians and people.
You think they're taking advantage of
who are
them?
Using the black
yes, absolutely.
And perpetuating a nonsensical lie, which is that America was responsible for slavery, and it all goes back to that.
Dude, that is
you hear it back to that. I mean, my God,
that word, it like hits you.
My God, can I tell you what the definition of slavery is?
That word.
You ready?
Seriously, man, it's
going to upset you.
Well, yeah, it does, because, dude, we're humans. We could have been jammed up.
The word slave arrived in English via the Old French solave. In medieval Latin, the word was scavulus. In Byzantine Greek,
that is pretty cool, man.
It gets better. Use of the word arose during the early medieval period.
Medieval period is what time?
Like the 1300s,
We're going to check it.
1400s?
Okay. Bad stuff.
When Slavs, or ultimately the word slave, from Central and Eastern Europe, also known as white people, were frequently enslaved
Dude, I'm
by
white.
Moors from the Iberian Peninsula and North Africa, i.e.,
Turkey.
brown people. So the first slaves,
Kind of badass.
and where the word came from, was white people being enslaved by brown people.
Wait a second. What are you talking about?
Okay, so if you keep going,
Honkies have never been.
if you keep going through history, you'll find out
Honkies?
that Western Europe enslaved a lot of Eastern Europe.
Oh, guess what?
A lot of Eastern
Jewish
Europe.
slaves are white. We're white.
A lot
of white slaves.
A lot of Eastern Europe slaves were their masters were
You know what that tells
Eastern
me?
Europeans.
You know what that tells me, dude?
And when you
that
really
white
find-
folks and black folks through the centuries have both been enslaved. So,
Yes.
So
let's
brothers and
teach-
sisters out there,
Let's teach it. What's the word at school they're defending?
succulent.
They're talking about a lot. No.
Critical race theory.
Yeah. Let's talk about race theory. Let's talk about not when it stops at the U.S. in 1787.
My race theory is,
Keep going.
everybody's cool, man. We're all cool.
Your race theory is scary.
Producer
Because
Wes, are you falling asleep over there, man? What's going down, dog?
Thomas,
I'm thinking
a lot
about
of
Raising
content.
Cane's.
Oh, you're thinking
Thomas
about some food.
Sowell.
We should call Waiter or Uber Eats or Dine and Dash. What are they called? Dine and Dash. That's what I did in college.
Oh my God, that's so rude.
Get them to drop some off to you. We should think ahead on these.
Next time we'll get
So-
some catering done. I know a good Mexican restaurant.
Thank you. Excellent. Hey, man, and in closing, what we want our fans to think
Slavery.
about is
Delta's
One-
gonna kill you.
Delta's coming for you. It's going to get
You're
you.
just gonna die, so you might as well
Dude,
give
Delta
up now.
is on. Dude, I have to find my song. Delta's on. Well, yeah, it's coming for you. You're going to die.
Yeah,
That's a
just
COVID
give
report.
up now. It's fine.
Give up now.
My message is take COVID seriously. Get a vaccine.
Why? It doesn't
Yes.
work.
And
That's
it keeps
empirically
it from
false.
killing you.
Get those infants vaccinated
100% of the people who died
who don't get tested, don't have COVID.
weren't vaccinated.
Whatever, dude. They're trying. It's like damn Nazi Germany.
He's
It's
arguing
vax-
with the number
It's
of 100%
vaccinated.
of the people who died in around this area
You're right.
who died weren't
But
vaccinated.
here's the thing about the people that disagree with that point.
Yeah, they died in a car wreck, a gunshot wound.
It's a cognitive dissonance. It doesn't matter how many statistics you throw at people that don't
go
think
there.
that I'm just telling you, it's true.
You
See?
think my beliefs are outweighing my logic?
Yes.
You
I
gotta-
do.
You're wrong.
Gotta go with the
Because
numbers.
I've given you facts that you had no idea about.
And you know what? I'll check you on them, and when they're true, I change my opinion.
What was one of the easy ones? There was one like
No, stay with COVID for a second. So 100% of the people who have died
COVID
around
is
here.
not FDA approved. The vaccine is not FDA
He's
approved.
changing the story.
All right.
Is the people who died were not vaccinated.
And
the
then-
people who got
when?
COVID over the last couple
2 months,
weeks
3
to
months.
a month. No, not that long. 98% of the people who got COVID and were tested positive because they went to the hospital and they were feeling bad, 2% of those people were not vaccinated, 8% were. So you cannot logically tell me.
Where did you get that info? Can I look it up? You have a link.
Yes.
I know. We'll get to
Yeah,
it,
Yeah,
but
but it's not.
sounds like you're making it up as you go.
if you get a vaccine, there's a much better 100% chance around here.
You're talking about
so
the
far
science.
is you're not going to die.
Right. That's
but
the whole
That
point
was
of it.
last week's rhetoric. This one is you might.
No,
Don't
No.
wear a mask.
Who
Do wear a
said? Who
mask.
said might?
Don't. Joe Biden.
No, he said you might die if you have a vaccine.
He said you won't die.
Right,
Now they're
that's
saying
right.
you might die if you have the vaccine.
Who said that?
The media, mainstream media, Come on, man.
Here's
Go
the
look.
thing.
Go
No,
watch.
no, I haven't seen that at all.
Yes. Now they're saying, okay, they're saying follow the science because Delta's coming. It's a variant, and he's hitting the music again.
I didn't touch it. It just did it by itself.
Okay.
It's really
Anyway,
funny.
It knows.
so they're saying that it does it on its own. That's great. Look,
It
guys, this is
senses.
real, man. This shit's real.
So, I mean, my point is,
The vaccine does
can't-
not work for Delta. So now
that's
what
not
do you do?
what I'm
It's
learning.
united. That's the
They've just said that
American
all over the media.
It's not
The
working
vaccine
at all
for
against
COVID-19 does not work against Delta.
That's completely false.
Delta.
What
That
is
is
bullshit?
I have never heard
Okay,
that.
just like it didn't start in a lab, and y'all were like, no, it came from a bat's asshole. And now even Fauci admits that it came from the goddamn lab. Come on.
Wait,
No,
don't
First of
change
all,
the
that's
subject.
also false. And second of all,
What's false about it?
that Fauci did not say it came from a lab.
They have him in Senate hearings, and Rand Paul rails him.
He said that it is possible and not to discount the possibility and that we should probably
After he was
ask
busted.
and check and see and do some research because right now we've not
After
done
he
that.
was, after they figured out that Wuhan was one of the 5 labs around the world, yes. And they asked him, and then they proved that he
Sounds so
was given.
stupid.
And no,
There was 5 places it could have it, and I can't believe it came from there.
see, you're not even following me there.
No, I'm just making fun of you.
No, don't, because Wuhan is one of several labs like that around the world, and most of them are in the U.S. We covered
but
that
it came
in
from
the last.
Wuhan, dude.
It did, and he never said it didn't.
Who didn't?
Fauci.
Bull
No.
freaking.
He's correct.
He agreed that it came from a bat. Go look back. See, everybody forgets.
Wuhan. Not Wuhan is a
Everybody
province.
forgets.
Yeah, not the lab in Wuhan.
Wuhan
He's talking
is
about
a
the place.
province,
Just
not the lab.
in general.
He never denied that it came from Wuhan. They were just questioning whether or not
That's
No,
correct.
that
I guess let me clear it up. I mean, when I
one
say Wuhan,
virus.
I mean the lab, Wuhan lab.
did it
Right.
escape
Yeah,
the
okay.
lab from a person probably and go to a
Maybe.
But that was a
mouse,
conspiracy
Not
and
even
that
probably,
mouse
but
going
maybe.
to something else.
That was a conspiracy
You know,
theory 8
or
months ago.
was it a naturally
You're right.
occurring
It
thing?
was.
You're right.
And they
Thank you for that, dude.
and
Because
they-
it was.
and they
we
proved-
got to use our memories.
and I think that they proved. I don't know
America's
what
just
Dr.
so doped
Fauci
up.
said about this, but
We don't
I
have
think-
memories.
I think that they proved that it did come
Ooh,
from
you
a
think
synthetic
that they might have
source.
proved what? What? That didn't, dude. You got to come out with more than that. I think the Santa Claus might be from the.
It was so funny. I just agreed with him, and he didn't
Oh,
listen.
you're correct. I
well, I'm sorry,
He's not listening.
but dude,
just
if this
not
is going to be legit, we do have to have some hardcore facts. And I'm sorry for running over.
There
I'm
are
getting excited.
hardcore facts.
Yeah.
I give them to you, and then you tell me sometimes something else, which is why I love these
Yeah.
this argument.
well, more research is needed.
Dude,
is
Ed
the point.
McMahon,
Wuhan-
and, Johnny Carson did
The
split at some point.
Wuhan, it did come from that area. And Fauci has never, in my estimation, what I've heard him say that it never came from a lab. It could have
Yes,
come
he did.
from both.
Yes, he did. And the fact that he is entrenched with that same lab, people, you got to think out there. You got to look. He
You're
is
just-
tied into that Wuhan lab. He's invested in it. He has invested money in it. He knows what it is. He's, dude, guys.
Just like the other
And
5 in the
I see
United
that look
States.
over there.
We're
It's
running
only
out of
bec-
tape.
Oh, good.
That's all the look is about.
Did you hear me?
Okay, cool.
Did you hear me? Just like he did the other 5, just like it in the U.S. Okay, wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And
I was right.
Legitimate music cue this time.
And thank y'all for listening. And this is episode 3, soon to be famous, the world's most dangerous podcast. Thank you.
Edit.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be like a 20-minute podcast.
LSU's number 1
That's right.
podcast.
Check us out at pessimism.show, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Pandora, Facebook, fuck Facebook,
fuck
Instagram, Tinder, Grindr, whatever.
Whatever.
Microsoft.
Look for GQ on Grindr.
That's right. Pessimism.show.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are exaggerated for comedic effect and do not necessarily reflect those held by any involved parties, including the hosts, producer, or R&R Mobile Recording. The contents and audio of this episode are copyrighted by R&R Mobile Recording, except where audio excerpts are played, of which the copyright is displayed in the episode description. For more information, please visit our official website at pessimism.rrmobilerecording.com.